on Monday in the new building, I'm going to have to leave home at 4:15 to make it on time for 10 to 5, which means...
Rabinowitz. You're giving him a haircut. Hi, boy. Where is Chad? Can you just tuck my cables in there at the back? Sorry, man.
Chapeli, hoe is it? I'm back with improvement. It's Hailey, I'm going to busing. Hey. Dearest Leanne, I do not have comms. I will depend on you to be the wind beneath my wings.
Oh no. Where? Oh, this is an old Bible. Why?
I step into the day with the dawn ringing in my ears. Oh, well, I tune into my TV show. No better way, I gotta get myself into gear. Let's go. Oh, and I feel good today with my wake up in the morning espresso. I feel good today. It's my feel good breakfast show.
Oh, good morning, Mzansi. Welcome to your feel-good breakfast show. It is Expresso. That means it's 6 o'clock in the morning. I'm Zoe Brown.
And I'm Tabiso Makubela. Yep, say it. Uncle Tabsy, is that what you wanted to say?
Tabsy is here.
I am. Welcome to it. It is the 12th of June. It's Wednesday. It's going to be a fantastic one. We are having a smart Wednesday, it seems. Zoe Brown dressed to the nines.
Oh, thank you. And I love this color palette, this teal, bluey feel. Beautiful. But you know who else is beautiful?
Who else?
Sis
Princess.
Good morning.
Morning, Nanos.
How are you?
I'm good, and you?
You have to show off your hairstyle. I'm sorry. People have to see this hairstyle at some point today. But
Is
maybe
that why you were sick from work on Monday?
But we'll have a cup of coffee.
So that's what I'm asking. Your machine is very complicated to use.
It's going to be a fantastic day. We've got so much lined up for you. It's going to be feeling good all the way through to the end of the show. And thank you so much for choosing to wake up with us this morning. We'll have a cup of coffee courtesy of Sis Princess, just not only for us, but for the rest of the team in the beauty room as well. It's going to be a fantastic day, right?
Oh, yes, it is. Thank
let's
you
get it going.
so
Beauty
much,
room, what's
Princess.
happening?
There we go.
Now listen, when it comes to the hierarchy of coffee needs, okay, I think we need to come here first. Very good morning, my name is Graham Richards. Welcome from my side as well. It's going to be a beautiful Wednesday hump day. We're going to get you over the hump and freewheel down to the weekend. Big weekend, why? Because it's Father's Day. So we posted this morning on our social media platforms on our Facebook page, with a beautiful picture there. I don't know who's looking like the more fatherly figure, but Kat cutting a fine figure as a father, already as a young dad. But we are asking this morning, what has your dad taught you? And this is obviously going to be quite an emotional one and hopefully quite an inspirational one as well. And we've had some great comments coming through immediately, which means you guys are really on the ball. Sekhuta saying love and respect. I love that. Katli Lechau saying respect, love and caring. I love you, Daddy, with a couple of hearts thrown in. And then this one really hits you in the heart here. Michelle Moegel saying my dad passed away in March 2003. 3 months after I got married. It must have been really rough. Taught me that doing good and being kind are things that we do from the heart and not because of what other people do. Love first. Let that guide you through the entire day. In fact, through your life. Love first. That's how we feel about you. We love having you here. And we love having the ladies in the house this morning. We know, Kat, I don't know who was supposed to be the father there. Was Tubbsy the uncle and you the father? How are you feeling about Father's Day, buddy?
Actually, I haven't even thought about how I feel about Father's Day. It's my first Father's Day.
It's your first Daddy's
It is my first Father's
How are
Day.
you feeling? Well, you haven't thought about it.
Yeah, but
now you need to start thinking about it.
Yeah, very grateful. Very
Okay.
grateful. Not expecting anything.
Yeah.
I'm not really one for gifts.
I love how dads always say, "Oh, I don't really want anything.
Yeah,
I'm not expecting anything."
I don't really want a gift.
Yeah. Oh,
Because I already have like the ultimate gift.
When I'm a mother, I want all the gifts. Give it to me.
Hey, listen up. It's Kata Boy reporting for duty alongside Leanne Williams.
Hi.
And we're going to get you ready for the day. Let's take a look at the weather in your part of the country, or at least in the major parts of the country. In Johannesburg, sunny conditions with little to no wind can be expected. Clear skies for the entire day. Humidity will remain quite low and temperatures will be peaking at midday and decrease towards the evening, and a warm sunset can be expected. So if you can find yourself a spot where you can view that sunset, maybe take a long sunset walk in Joburg.
Go
do
get that golden hour
How about
selfie.
that? How about that? In Durban, plenty of sunshine with warm temperatures. Towards the evening, cloud cover will be increasing with a passing shower or two, and a light northwesterly wind will be picking up towards the evening as well. So it sounds like it's going to be quite nice as well there in Durban. In Port Elizabeth, well, times of clouds and sunny conditions with strong southwesterly winds can be expected. Temperatures are not as the day before. A shower is expected in the afternoon and late evening, so do be prepared for the rain, especially if you're going to be making your way back home. And then in the mother city, wow, I heard a massive shower this morning. Just
Downpour.
yeah. So mainly cloudy conditions with a brief shower or two. Skies will clear towards the evening with cooler temperatures, and a light southwesterly breeze is expected throughout the day. So don't forget your umbrellas. But in the evening, like yesterday, after like 6 o'clock, the temperature cooled down to a very moderate, kind of balmy temperature, and you could take a jog on the promenade. It was quite nice.
Definitely cuddle weather. Do you like cuddling in this weather?
Yeah. Any excuse, actually.
You can like Cuddles McGee.
Yes, okay. Anyway, let's take a look at what we're going to be making in the kitchen. I think
Cuddles got your tongue tied.
They really do. They really do.
I've got a beautiful feeling, everything's going my way. Over the side, the kitchen. It's so busy this morning. We've got 4 recipes for you that you are absolutely going to love. If you are looking for the perfect winter meal, here, how about an avocado corn soup with red and green peppers? It's absolutely amazing. It's a bit of a difference from the usual winter soups that you have, and the keyword for that is soup, and you can SMS that to 33728, and our chefs are on standby to SMS you the link with the recipe so you can get involved. We're also going to be making eggs on toast with bacon baked beans. It's so delicious. The perfect breakfast. SMS breakfast for that to 33728. And then we switch it up. Dinner is served, because we're going to be making a stuffed pork belly, and the keyword for that is pork. SMS pork to 33728 if you are into that and you absolutely love that. And then we're making something really, really yum. I had a taste yesterday with the chefs experimenting with it. It is a beer, bacon and chili caramelized batch of nuts. The nuts are here, the beer is here, and we're going to be caramelizing some onions over here. It's going to be so yum, and the keyword for that is snack. It is the perfect snack, and that's when we're trying to take snacks to the next level. And the keyword for that is snack to 33728. I'll just look after the beer for now. What's happening there, guys?
Oh, we're back in our beauty room. Thank you so much, Uncle Tubbsy.
Yes.
He's definitely got everything down with regards to what's going to happen in the kitchen. I just heard stuffed pork belly and I was like, I'm available.
I know.
I am available. But of course, we take you through different aspects of our look. And today we're talking about makeup. What I love about Zoe and my looks today is that we might be wearing the same color in terms of our dresses, but our makeup is vastly different.
Yeah,
Tell us about yours.
Well, you know what was quite cool, and I feel like we need to actually credit the girls that do such a good job every single morning. They challenge themselves to try and not use too much gold, because that's like their go-to color with our skin tone.
Yeah.
Yes, it works well, but they're challenging themselves to play around with a little bit more color.
Yeah.
So on my eye, just need to triple check I'm seeing correctly. We've got various tones of purple.
Yeah.
She's incorporated a little bit of this teal color here under my eye, so it's very playful but subtle.
Yeah.
I did pair it with a nude lip because the focus needs to be on my eye today. So Bernice did a fantastic job. I love it. Even Princess said, "Oh, your eyes." I was like,
Princess,
"Oh,
but
put your
Princess, I
order
feel
in."
gravitates towards that color. Okay, so clearly eyes is the thing today. So I want you to get a close-up of mine. What I love about what Anel's done today is I think she's played a lot on the melanin poppin', you know, because I just came back from holiday. I think I'm 2 shades darker, and I love the way she has brought out some bronzy, some goldy tones, which go really well well with the fact that I'm wearing a tan belt as well. And of course, my shoes has gold in there. So it's all about connecting every aspect of the outfit and not letting it be completely different.
Yeah.
So, you know, yours is, I think, two-tone. You've got the purple eye and the green dress. I've got the gold and the bronze and everything.
Yeah.
And I love that. I love the fact that you can play with all of those aspects.
And at the end of the day, when it comes to makeup, it needs to complement. So I think the minute your makeup clashes, that's also like you need to reevaluate then maybe your beauty routine.
There we go.
But and it doesn't have to be matchy. It just needs to complement.
Exactly. Fantastic.
Listen, give me a high five. You look fabulous.
Yes, you too, you too. Talking about fabulous, I hear that our performer today is pretty fabulous.
So while the ladies high-five each other about what they're wearing, I'm going to high-five this young guy, Josh Middleton. Is back in the house. It kind of feels like yesterday, but it's actually been a little while. First of all, how are you doing, bro?
I'm doing awesome, and you? Yeah.
Very good, man. Very good. All the better for having you on set. We love hosting you. Yeah, we love seeing you
Thanks
perform.
for having
Obviously,
me.
it's really awesome for us. Really exciting times, dude. So let's throw forward just a few days.
Yeah.
Stay is about to drop. How are you feeling about that? New music's always going to be a little bit nervous, but so exciting,
I
man.
mean, I'm completely changing my sound, so it's going to be pretty cool. It drops this Friday, so I'm debuting it here.
So thrash metal, you're going in the thrash metal. When
I
you say
wish,
changing
no.
your sound, what's brought that
So I
on,
used to
man?
be electronic pop, and now I'm going into pretty much alternative ballads.
Really?
Something like that, yeah.
What? Is that where the heart is? Is that where the head is? Why make
I feel like, you know, I've always made music that's been written to be ballads, you know what I mean? And then I've always produced them to be pop songs, you know what I mean?
Yeah. If you've got the voice, dude, it's undeniable, and just let it out. So I'm so glad that we're going to get a little taste of that, and hopefully we'll inspire people to go out there and support. You've taken it to a whole different level now,
Thank
dude.
you so much.
Europe. You've just come back from the UK. When did you get back from the tour?
So I got back from the tour early February, I think, but I'm so useless with dates. So I was there for about 2 weeks. I sold out 8 shows. So yeah, it was awesome.
What is that like? Does it come as a validation? Did you kind of know it was going to happen? How did you feel making? Because that's a big leap of faith, dude.
Yeah, you know, it was pretty incredible knowing that there are actually people in other countries that listen to my music and that love my stuff. So it was cool seeing other people that weren't in South Africa supporting me, you know what I mean?
Well, it wasn't just all the Sapphirs from Wimbledon coming out to support. I mean, no, there are a lot of them out there.
Yeah.
So what does this mean, dude? In your life cycle, now that you've had a taste of that and you know what you can do, are you going to plan more trips overseas? What's the kind of immediate future looking like?
For sure, yeah. I mean, I've just been signed to an international label. They've worked with Ed Sheeran, Sam Smith, Chance the Rapper. So essentially, we've got a whole worldwide plan, like rolling out over the next few weeks with the single. So exciting stuff ahead, yeah.
Oh, dude, it feels like a very exciting juncture to have you here as well. But it's all about the new music. It's all about getting that message out there. So cannot wait to hear it, dude. It's so good to see you, man.
Thank you so much.
So good to hear the success. And the best part is, he's here just for you. Well, for us as well, but mainly for you this morning. 3 performances coming your way.
I love the fact that Tabisa's just walked into the makeup room and called Zoe and myself the commander's wives.
Don't they look like the commander's wives from The Handmaid's Tale? Have we been sent good weather?
We've definitely been sent good weather, praise be. All right, let's head to some... So we must still watch The Handmaid's Tale. All right, so we're going to just check out entertainment news. And if you have not heard this name yet, where have you been? She goes by the name of Ivana Campbell, and she's 6 years old, hailing from Port Elizabeth. And she's got the likes of Jada Pinkett Smith, Will Smith, and Captain America himself, Chris Evans, completely floored with regards to her incredible dance moves. If you haven't yet checked it out, here it is on her Instagram page, Ivana Campbell.
Got a man looking like lit up like a crystal ball. That's so baby, so with you. That's how I roll. If I'm shining, everybody gonna shine. I was born like this, don't even gotta try. I shot it and make it better over time. They just say I'm not the baddest bitch you like. Ain't my fault that I'm not just getting loose. Gotta blame it on the fruit. Gotta blame it on what you say. Ain't my fault that I'm not here making you. I'ma put it in the proof. Gotta blame it on what
Wow, Ivana.
Ivana, no wonder. Do you know her dance moves have gone viral.
Yeah.
Absolutely viral.
Yeah.
To the point that even Jada captioned on her Instagram, because she posted it on her Instagram, which is amazing, by the way.
Yeah.
For Jada, for Will, for Chris to be talking about it, she says, this girl has life figured out. I'm about to go find me some traffic right now and dance. Even Will himself gave it his salute of approval. And then Chris Evans said, this kid is cooler than I could ever hope to be. And apparently, you know, like even her ballet teacher, Portia Apollos, described the young dancer as bubbly and a gorgeous child, adding that she has the X factor. Even better, they've apparently tagged the Ellen Show in this Instagram post. So in all probability, Ellen will probably see it and feature little Ivana on the Ellen Show, which I think would be amazing.
No, that's amazing. She's 6 years old. She has the moves, and she's so thoroughly entertaining. And it's so beautiful to see. We hear so many stories of kids going missing and that and that. It's nice to have a refreshing story like this, where we see our children and what they get up to on the streets. And she will be on the show, right? When? Tomorrow?
Later
in June, she's coming here.
So the thing is, we find talent as well, and then we just hand them to the rest of the world. Okay, so she'll be on your Feel Good Breakfast show first, and then of course Ellen can have her afterwards.
Yeah, perfect.
Oh, amazing.
Well, it's time for us to have a look at the quote.
Yes, and how about a very fitting one from the 16th President of the United States, Abraham Lincoln. So today's quote, it is, the best way to predict your future is to create it.
Wow.
The best way to predict your future is to create it. And you know what? We are still in control of our own fate to a certain degree. Nothing really, you know, nothing can predict our futures for us. And it, you know, like it maps out, but it's also up to you to put those things in place.
100%. 100%.
That's absolutely true. I mean, I love that.
You took the word straight out of Tabiso's mouth.
That's exactly what I was going to say.
Decipher all the quotes.
Oh man, on that note, it's going to be a fantastic Wednesday, the 12th of June. We're live here on SABC3. Thanks for joining us. Let's check out the news and get the show on the road.
Ow!
Well, thanks very much, guys. Let's take a look at the early morning headlines on the national front. The Presidential Advisory Panel on Land Reform and Agriculture has submitted its report to President Cyril Ramaphosa and Deputy President David Mabuza. The report will be tabled before the Cabinet before it is released publicly. Now, manufacturing in South Africa grew much more than expected in April as production of cars, electronics, metal products and furniture jumped, providing the first glimmer of hope in an economy mired in contraction and policy uncertainty. Looking at the international front this morning, Botswana's High Court ruled yesterday in favor of decriminalizing homosexuality, handing down a landmark verdict greeted with joy by gay rights campaigners. Now, French President Emmanuel Macron yesterday downplayed the death of an oak tree that he had offered US President Donald Trump last year, saying people shouldn't read symbols into everything and that he would send the American leader a new tree. And finally, 88-year-old Warren Buffett, the legendary investor who has an approximate net worth of $82 billion, making him the third richest person in the world, has a secret to his success. Longtime close friend Bill Gates pointed out in a recent blog that the key to Buffett's extraordinary success, which is a very refreshingly simple thing and a habit that's something that everyone can do, is he reads between 5 and 6 hours a day, paging through books and newspapers, and spends almost no time on electronic devices. Young Buffett bought his first stock when he was 11 years old, made some $53,000 by the age of 16, was rejected by Harvard Business School, and has done all his reading in the same house in which he has lived since 1958. I'll let that sink into your Wednesday wisdom as we start this brand new day. And right now, let's take a look at the sport headlines.
Well, very good morning and welcome from my side once again. Breaking news this morning, it's raining in England. In our Cricket World Cup action yesterday, it was interrupted yet again by heavy rains in Bristol. And that forced the match between Bangladesh and Sri Lanka to be abandoned without a ball being bowled, so they share the spoils with a point apiece. In rugby, the Lions have confirmed that Kwagga Smith will sadly be out for the rest of the Super Rugby season, certainly one of their stars this year. And it was after he picked up a hamstring injury in their clash against the Hurricanes, while Jesse Creel will make a return to the Bulls side this week. Was following a full recovery after his ankle injury. Then in football, down to the last two, the Ukraine and the Korean Republic will meet in the 2019 FIFA Under-20 World Cup final in Lodz on Saturday. It was after overcoming tough competition in their respective semi-final clashes against Italy and Ecuador, respectively. And of course, throwing forward to today, if the weather clears, we'll see more World Cup action coming our way. Can Pakistan spoil the party for Australia? They take each other on at Taunton, and that match kickstarts its day game at 11:30 SA time. That's where we leave our sport for now.
Thank you, Graham. Well, time for us to take a look at what to expect in your temperatures and as well as take a look at those beautiful sunrise photos that's been coming through. Look at that. That was sent in from Sanele Zwane, who sent us a beautiful sunrise from Escort in KZN. Well, Sanele, today expect plenty of sunshine and, of course, some pleasant temperatures with a maximum of 21 degrees Celsius. Well, on that note, let's look at the rest of the temperatures across the country. In Polokwane, your low for today, it is 7, your high is 23. The warmest place in South Africa today is Mbombela, a low of 10 with a high of 30. Pretoria 7, reaching a high of 22. It's sunny in Johannesburg with a high of 20. Mahikeng 4, reaching a high of 23. Klerksdorp 2, reaching a high of 22. If you're in Kimberley, 224 can be expected. Bloemfontein, a cool start of only 0 with a high of 20. Sunny in Richards Bay, 17, reaching a high of 28. Pietermaritzburg 10, reaching a high of 27. Durban, sunny with a high of 25. Mthatha 7, reaching a high of 25. A southwesterly breeze can be expected in East London today, a low of 8 with a high of 20. Cradock, your low for today is 1, your high 23. If you're in Port Elizabeth, a southwesterly wind can be expected of 43 kilometers an hour. Your low is 8, your high 18. And then rainfall is expected in George, a low of 5 with a high of 16. And then the coldest place in South Africa today is Sutherland, starting off with -5 and a high of 8 degrees Celsius. If you're in Cape Town, 7 with a high of 15 can be expected. Worcester 2, reaching a high of 12. High humidity for Springbok, a low of 2, reaching a high of 14. And sunny conditions in Uppington, a low of 1 with a high of 20 degrees Celsius. And that's where we leave your weather for now on your Feel Good Breakfast Show.
Well, when we said to you today is going to be feel good all the way through to 9 o'clock, it was in fact an offer and not a challenge because Nik Rabinowitz is in the house, ladies and gents. Yes. The cousin brother himself is here.
Oh, mzalam.
Unjani?
Skona man, kabule vinegar.
Ingenaphi vinegar manje?
Andiyazi man.
Uyalifuna ikofi namhlanje?
I actually want one of these donuts. I'm pretty sure that one was here the last time I was on the show.
Well, no, actually not. Princess makes the same consistency of donuts and muffins.
Sis wami unjani?
Ndiyaphila Nkosi njani?
Skona man. All right.
And if vinegar guy is, we don't sell vinegar here.
Ayikho.
No,
Aye.
unfortunately not.
Shit.
But he'll have a cup of coffee, I'm sure, right? And would you like a donut as well?
No.
Okay. A muffin?
No,
like a
I've seen all of these things the last time I was
We
here.
change them every day, every morning.
Thank you. So it's a giant cup of
Well,
coffee.
listen, you're going to be hanging out with us throughout the morning. It's so good to have you here. And all of this is, of course, because we're celebrating Father's Day soon, right? You've got
Yes.
children, right?
I've got many.
Yeah. We're going to be talking about all your children. That's happening here on your Feel Good Breakfast Show after the break. Stay with us.
Enjoy a moment in between with McAfee. See you after the break.
Took the supermarket flowers from the windowsill. I threw the
Do you know David well?
Starts and ends every video, everything he says.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back to your Feel Good Breakfast Show.
He decided to do that. He decided to, we did that. We just like, just let the old man do that.
Okay, they want us to stop now.
You were so terrible, FCC cut us off.
You have another chance to redeem yourself.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back to your Feel Good Breakfast Show with me, Nik Rabinowitz, and my guests, the lovely, young, handsome millennials to my left. Are you a millennial?
We don't sound like that at all. We never, no, we don't do it like that.
Wow.
We don't do it like that.
Welcome to 1999.
I was going to go with
Okay, all right. Well, we had a way of introducing you. We wanted to introduce you in the way that you introduce yourself to the world on Facebook.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, so should we do that?
Go for it, Kat.
All right, so Nik says this about himself.
Yeah.
I was raised in the mean green streets of Constantia, Cape Town, a world of ride-bys, piano lessons, unrelenting love and financial support from family members. Despite all this hardship, I've managed to achieve a relative fame as the world's foremost Xhosa-speaking Jewish comedian.
Umjuta!
Please tell me you've got a one-man show.
That was, by the way, that was my dad's name on the farm growing
Judah?
up. No. People called him Matala.
Okay.
Because my dad was
Matal.
an old guy.
old,
yeah.
But behind his back, they called him Umjuta. The Jew.
Wait, but how did you come to know this?
My nickname was Tula Tula, meaning
Why?
shut up.
Shut up.
Yeah, because
Just shut up.
Yeah. You were pepere.
No, I wasn't. I was actually very shy.
Really?
Really?
Wow.
Okay, what was the turning point where you decided enough shyness and now this is where I just break out of my shyness?
It was actually one evening I took my friends camping on the farm, which was just below the top of the mountain, and I told them a story in Afrikaans about the hunting the lions. En die koue bokkenveld. En de skimmers se tyd daar die son agter die berge wegkruip. Toe alle kan sien die blaar was so oh en 'n goeie oor van 'n leeu, the lion, the eye of the tiger. En as hy spoor maar so wow, val gefrek op my voet en toe kak ek my broek vat.
That is the greatest hunting story
That was the turning
ever
point.
told.
That was the turning point.
It changed your life.
Wow. You
Wow.
just reminded me of a story my grandmother used to tell me that had like a similar
Oh,
ending like
Makulak.
that. Yeah. But anyway, that's a story for a different day. But with you learning Xhosa, I don't know how many people know the history behind it and where that started. Before you were Tula, before Utata was Ututa or Matala. Where did you learn the affinity for the language? Where did that come from? Were you wanting to learn the language, understand the culture, etc.?
Well, I was fortunate enough to go to a school where they offered Xhosa back in the early 80s.
Yeah.
And
as a compulsory thing kind of thing.
Yeah, compulsory. But also living on a farm with a lot of people from, mainly from a place called Umu in the Eastern Cape. And so I was learning at school, but able to speak at home as well.
Every day.
And the lady that brought me up, Unonswakazi Kutwana, was Pazia. She also was teaching me every afternoon. We would talk, and then, and it started from when I was on her back. One morning she looked up and she said, "Puti unzima, you getting a heavy." And then she dropped me right there. I'll never forget that. That was on my 17th birthday.
Were you on her back till you were 17? Excuse me.
This is the poster boy for privilege, right?
Wow.
Okay.
Wow.
So, Nik, you obviously, you enjoy continued success with your stand-up show, Dry White. And obviously, it's not that you're white and that you have a dry, anything about you is dry. No, there's nothing about you.
There
dry.
it is.
But
there's the evidence.
Why do you think that audiences keep coming back for more?
For dry white?
Yeah.
Well, you know, I read yesterday the drought isn't over and it's not going to be over anytime soon, especially for white people. And that's why I think they keep coming back, because they want to know, how can we use wine to shower? Is it possible? Can it be done?
Yeah.
Can it save our lives?
Are you really a dry white? And yes, I am.
Oh, okay.
And then also, Work in Progress did very well for you.
Yeah.
Yeah, so this is... so dry white's actually coming to the Silver Star Casino in Krugersdorp. And this show is going to be on in Sandton in July.
What's this show about? Are you a work in progress, Nik? 'Cause
I'm
for me-
definitely a work in progress.
Really?
Yeah.
You seem like the complete package. Like you're there. You're
That's
there.
what we all try and project, Katlejo,
Yeah.
the image that this is perfect.
Yeah, yeah.
But in fact, then we go home and go, well, I could have done that differently, and I didn't have enough time to prepare the news, and I said that thing about the thing and the other thing.
Yeah.
And so I talk about a lot of stuff in this new show, like DNA tests.
Yeah.
I took one recently.
Oh yes.
All the kids of mine.
For what? Okay,
for
what
genealogy.
was the scare?
For genealogy.
Okay, cool.
Find out where I came from.
That helps.
And what did you discover?
I discovered I'm 1% Siberian.
Get out.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's
Wow.
interesting. That are you going to follow this through and just?
Yes, I discovered my great-great-grandmother actually was speed dating a Cossack on the back of a horse in Russia in 1739.
I never know when to take you seriously or when to laugh at it.
Well,
because
that's
key is
probably
never.
true.
The
It's
key is
probably
never.
true.
I mean,
No, it's probably
okay.
true.
So here's the other thing: is not only are you an incredible comedian when we see you on the stage, we know that you work with other comedians too. I've seen you direct shows for some of them. Marc Lottering is one of them. Why do you think it's so important for you to get involved in that sense?
Yes, no, well, I didn't direct Mark, but we've worked together a lot. I've worked with Sned Kladla, who's actually
great.
opening for me in Krugersdorp.
We love it.
And I've produced a show for Tessendorf.
Very talented.
And I actually recently directed my mum.
Wow.
Is she getting into
Yeah,
comedy?
she didn't know how to get
I
into
knew
town.
that was coming. I
And
knew
I
that
said,
was
take
coming.
the M3.
Get off.
I always fall
No.
deep
Stop
straight
it.
into it.
Yeah. Anyway, listen, you can catch Nik Rabinowitz in his hit stand-up show Dry White, taking place, as you heard, at the Silver Star Casino in Krugersdorp on Saturday, the 29th of June. Tickets are 140 Rand a piece and are available from tsogosan.com. And we have more from Nik Rabinowitz throughout the show.
Should we go grab some vinegar now?
Yeah, let's put it in the coffee.
So we are actually having a lot of fun, and it's getting pretty personal, talking about dating. We're going to be talking in our parenting discussion about dating, your teenage daughter dating. Just let your head wrap around that. Ladies, I've got to ask, okay, as the senior gents in the mixers, when did you start? Were you allowed to start dating, or did you just start dating?
I was allowed and encouraged, but I just wasn't interested. I don't know if I was a little bit more mature than my peers, but I had my first boyfriend that probably lasted for 2 weeks in grade 7.
So it was quite a long
Quentin
relationship then, yeah.
Yes.
Can you?
Are you going to name
Don't
him?
laugh.
I'm outing him.
Quinny.
But I had my first, if you can call it proper boyfriend-girlfriend relationship, only in varsity.
Yeah, but
Yeah. This is Quentin. Quentin.
Quentin, well done, Quentin. We dig you, dude.
From Toti. Yes,
But
I'm
I
outing
like
you.
what you're saying here. Real proper relationships should only start in university or later, is what I'm saying. And I'm going to have a lot of parents agreeing with you now. That might not be the right answer at all, but we're going to bring in the experts. We're going to have a discussion. It's all about dating after the break.
Blushing now.
Cadbury Dairy Milk shines the light on the generosity that lives inside each and every one of us. So we encourage all South Africans to bring your old toys to any of their pop-up little generosity shops and receive a slab of Cadbury Dairy Milk chocolate on us. Get to those shopping centres on these dates, May through August, and let's inspire a little more Cadbury goodness in the world.
I took the supermarket flowers from the windowsill. I threw the day old tea from the cup. Packed up the photo album Matthew had made, her memories of a life that's been loved. I took the get well soon cards and stuffed animals. I poured the old ginger beer down the sink. Dad always always told me, don't you cry when you're down. But mom, there's a tear every time that I blink. See the world as you did, 'cause I know is a life that's been lived. So I sing hallelujah. You were an angel in the shape of my mom. When I fell down, you'd be there holding me up. Spread your wings as you go. When God takes you back, he'll say hallelujah, you're home. I fluffed the pillows, made the bed, stacked the chairs up, folded your nightgowns neatly in a case. John said he'd drive and put his hand on my cheek and wiped a tear from the side of my face. See the world as you did, 'cause I know is a life that's been lived. So I sing hallelujah. You were an angel in the shape of my mom. When I fell down, you'd be there holding me up. Spread your wings as you go. When God takes you back, he'll say hallelujah, you're home.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
A very good morning to you and welcome back to your Feel Good Breakfast Show, Expresso on SABC3. Unlike Nik would had you believe that. No, we don't do that. Okay, anyway, it's time for some.
But we choose not to. Okay.
It's time for some parenting talk right now. Now, there are a few topics that parents seldom have the desire to broach with their teenage children, with dating usually being one of them. But just how beneficial could it be to have that frank conversation on dating with your eager high schooler? And what should they know exactly? Well, parenting coach Laura Markovitz joins us this morning to share some of her wisdom. And as always, we appreciate having you here, Laura.
It's good to be
welcome.
here.
As you've thrown some interesting topics our way, girl. So first off, oh man, no one's ready. No one is ready to talk about the dating, with especially a daughter. And look, please, with all due respect, we're going to poke a lot of fun at this. That's our nervous laughter, because we're trying to broach something that is quite uncomfortable. Is this one of the toughest conversations that you can have with your teenager, guys and girls? And why is it so tough?
So I think for a lot of parents, and you said especially our daughters, and I think just to start there, not just especially our daughters, I think so important to be having it with our sons and our daughters equally, that this is an important conversation to be having. And I think for a lot of parents, we're sort of laughing, and the nervousness that's there is because it brings up a lot of stuff for parents. What was our experience of early dating or early relationships? Worries about our kids suddenly becoming from these children, and then they're connecting with other people in another kind of way, in a more intimate way. So there are worries that come about. It's also control factors, heartbreak. I don't want my child's heart to be broken. What am I going to do? So there are a lot of worries that are there.
The heartbreak is real.
Yeah.
And it's real, and it's intense when it happens. But I think what's also important for parents to know is that it can be great. It's an exciting time where this is the time where kids are learning how to relate to other people, how to be treated, how they deserve to be treated, and how they should be treating others. So it can be a really good exploratory time where they're laying the groundwork for future, relationships out there.
Tell me this: when are teenagers actually ready to be in a relationship as we understand it?
So I think we
When
can
you say
sort of-
understand it, are you, what is the
What is it?
Relationships as
I
we
think we
define
can
it.
ask that question of when are some adults ready to be in
Wow.
relationships
For sure, yeah. Okay.
too? And you know, it's kind of the million-dollar question. Is there this moment? So I'm going to turn 15. I'm ready
Boom, yes.
to take on relationships. And unfortunately, as we know, life is not so neat and tidy. So and we'd like it if we were handed the rule book and said, okay, my 13-year-old is not ready, but my 16-year-old is ready.
Yes, yeah.
The reality is it's really important to treat our kids as individuals. They have differing levels of maturity. So I might have a 15-year-old who is nowhere near ready to be dating or being more intimate with someone. So we've got to look at who they are. And also we've got to think of what is it? What is this dating thing? You know, it can range from anything from 13-year-olds hanging out as a group and kind of liking someone to something absolutely more intimate with 18-year-olds. So it's a very different realm. And we've got to look at that more openly. Absolutely,
but
from
also,
holding hands and being in a group.
Completely, and like, you know, that romance, love, these things, our notion of when does love drift out of the platonic, we're best mates and we've been hanging out together forever,
To
into that,
something
hang on a minute,
quite
I'm actually
different.
falling in love with you.
Yeah.
And do we even understand? It's very complex, just like adult relationships are very complex
Exactly.
things. But I would imagine that a lot of teenagers are listening very carefully right now, and a lot of adults hopefully are listening as well. Parents, we are speaking directly to you to hopefully give you some advice. There are no hard and set rules when it comes to dating, but we're starting the conversation.
Absolutely. Well, we're going to be celebrating birthdays shortly after a break, and then we'll also continue our conversation with parenting coach Laura Markovitz. Stay tuned to your Feel Good Breakfast show. We will be right back.
Oh man, what a game! Never had that many points being scored by, but nah.
Stop. No, just last week when my wife racked up a ton of loyalty points on a shopping spree.
Your wife, she could be swapping you to Rugby World Cup 2019 in Japan with NetBank and MasterCard. Done.
My man, so Unchela with the NetBank MasterCard, you can swipe your way to the World Cup. Yo, now that's different.
Money.
my feel-good breakfast show.
Oh, welcome back. You're live with Expresso, sitting with Laura, Kat, and Graham, having a wonderful discussion. It's actually turning into something really interesting. Earlier in the show, our certified parenting coach, Laura Markovitz, she shared her thoughts on why it's important for parents, almost essential for parents, to talk to their high school children, in particular, about dating. And we're continuing that conversation with Laura right now. Interesting times.
Yeah.
So, Laura, just how important is it that, because I mean, we talk about dating, right? But early on in the break, you were talking about how parents don't have the conversation about what a healthy relationship looks like. Never mind dating, never mind anything. Relationship.
And I think that conversation starts happening a lot earlier than high school. That's what they are seeing, that's what we're witnessing, whether it's in our own home, through friends, through the media, in movies, that we are looking at, bless you, at how relationships are working.
Excuse me, thank you.
Let's talk of relationships.
You can see it's making me a little bit nervous, guys. It's going on, my body's reacting.
So important to be having this conversation and helping kids differentiate healthy from unhealthy love. And we get so focused on talking about, when should I talk to them about puberty? When should I talk to them about sex? But actually, what it looks like to have a healthy relationship, and what is that about? So things like making them aware of not being in something that is so terribly intense that it starts to isolate you from your friends. When there's intense jealousy, when it's a very volatile relationship, things that are isolating you, things that are affecting who you are as a person, your own identity. If you are seeing yourself, seeing your child change through a relationship completely. Those are things that we need to be teaching them to be aware of. We need to teach them how they deserve to be treated, how they should be treated, and how they should be treating others. So this is a long-term thing. We also need to let them know that relationships aren't easy. So it's not always going to be love and butterflies in your tummy.
If they live in the same house as you, they're probably going to know that relationships aren't easy.
And that's an important thing to know, that they're hard work, that we've actually got to get through some of the conflict, some of the hard times, that it's not always going to be absolutely amazing and love, but it's got to be some of the time at least that it feels good and that it's helping us grow and develop as people.
Making you a better person, yeah. But I think that, you know, on one side you look at it as this prohibitive, controlling thing that you've got to talk to them about dating so you can lock it down, but it's actually unlocking good relationships, a better life for them, a better future. But that being said, you want to kind of have ground rules. Do you set rules with dating when you're kind of having this conversation? Say, okay, it's fine, you can start dating, you're mature enough, but curfew, no hand-holding, da-da-da. How do you approach the practicality? So
absolutely, you know, as we said earlier, we've got to look at the maturity of the child, we've got to look at their age. I mean, we're not saying, you know, here's a 12-year-old, go out with an 18-year-old and off you go, cheers, happy days. So absolutely, we've got to be looking with anything that we're dealing with our kids. We've got to have a healthy set of boundaries. So absolutely, things like curfews, things like, well, you're not going to spend every single minute with your boyfriend or girlfriend. Things like, also come to our house, you're not only going to be away. Things like, how's your work going? How's schoolwork? So these are things that we need to be collaboratively talking to our kids about it. I think often, as we talk about most things on the show, it's not about us sitting there and absolutely dictating and going extremely authoritarian on our kids.
So they probably have exactly the opposite result.
Exactly, it's going to push them away. So be collaborative, be open to what they're going through, and think about what healthy and appropriate boundaries are for them. That includes them so that they can be having a healthy relationship and talking to us about it when it does get tough as well.
I think you hit the nail on the head there. They must be able to talk to you as much as you are.
We want them to be coming to us.
Yeah, I think the ultimate takeout from this conversation for me is about talking about a healthy and unhealthy relationship, because that opens up the door to so many other aspects of life, and especially to conversation with you and your children. So parents out there, we hope that you found this enlightening, and kids, good luck.
Yeah, hang in there, hang in there. Whoa, that's an interesting conversation going on there. Please join in the conversation. We want to hear from you on social media, on Facebook. Use that hashtag Expresso Show. Now, Josh, you're here. You're our music guest this morning. I don't know if you've been listening in on the conversation or if you've been too concerned with the next song you're performing, but we are Jola.
Pardon?
Wajola.
Wajola?
Wajola na. Are you dating?
Dating someone?
Yeah?
I don't know. I would say maybe.
Have you dated before?
Yeah.
When? How old were you?
I don't know, like when I was younger.
Did your mom know?
Yeah.
And how
Well,
did
now
she feel about it?
Because she's watching, so.
Yeah. How did she feel about it?
I think she's fine with it, yeah.
Yeah. Are you getting uncomfortable a little bit?
No, I'm good. I'm good.
Don't worry, it's okay, it happens. Most 16-year-olds have dated before and they continue to date.
Okay, cool.
Okay?
Yeah.
You're here.
that's
It's hanging out with us throughout the morning. Shame. Don't. Oh, man. So
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Happy birthday, a very happy birthday to you.
Welcome back to it. It is your Feel Good Breakfast Show, Expresso, live right here on SABC3. Well, it's that time of the morning. We get to wish you a very happy birthday if it is your birthday. And we start off with Alexa, actually, who's celebrating her birthday.
Like
she's
Alexa
a year
then.
old.
Alexa is a whole 1 year old today, you guys.
Oh, my
and
goodness.
this is the message. It says, happy birthday, sweetie pie. We know you are going to enjoy your special day because you're always such a happy baby. Laughing and chatting from Mom, Dad, Ma, Pa, Gerard, and Lyle. Oh, Noonie,
With the
sweetie
cheeks.
pie. Cheeks, you guys.
Give us I want chubby cheeks now.
Let's have a look at the
Give me that chubby cheeks.
Are you a busy bee?
Oh, she is
A bee.
gorgeous.
A bee. Yes, you busy bee. How many sleepies till you turn in one?
For days.
Over a lot of sleepies. Okay.
Oh my word!
Is that a present? What is that?
It's wipes.
Keep up.
I even know the sound of wipes. That's so funny.
Present, and they said no, it's white.
It's wipes. I know that
But it just
sound.
looked like a present.
How sweet is that little one? Oh my goodness.
Happy birthday, Alexa.
All right, we've also got a very, very big happy birthday to Busy Bee Mika. And the message is, we love you so much from Mommy, Daddy, and all your loved ones.
You can tell she's a busy bee.
She's a busy bee this
Busy
morning.
girl. A girl on the move.
But totally cute, though. So cute.
One day my girls are just going to rock flower crowns.
That looks like a little mini bee, Zeebles. That actually really does.
It
She's
does.
got the vibe.
It does.
She understands. Then we're going to move on to another very special birthday. Happy birthday to my daughter, Iona Njojeli, who is 15 today. That is a big one. We love you from Mom and the whole family, the Jalamba household. Iona, they love you. Happy
Miss
birthday,
Teen
girl.
SA right there.
Gorgeous.
Come on now.
It looks amazing. And then we also have a very happy birthday going out to Rodine, and this is Rodine Hamman. You are such an amazing little girl, and even though things have been hard lately, just know that they will get better. Starting today, lots of love from your family. Rodine, happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
And then we
Little
also have
warrior.
a very happy birthday going out to Michael Martin May. you have, oh, I think May you have a, okay, I put a starting with May.
Michael Martin May.
That sounds like
May was with a
an
capital,
actor.
but I think the
Michael
message
Martin
is,
May.
may you have many more from your friend Lesejo. So happy birthday, Michael.
From just a friend.
Michael Martin May.
Just a friend.
This winter, Michael Martin May.
And a friend. Okay, here's another one. Happy birthday to Beyond Burgers, who is 37 years old today. We love and miss you so much. This is from Anthea, Cohen, and Ciara, as well as Chloe. Happy birthday, Bjorn. And another one here, they would like to wish Pa, Ronnie, a very happy birthday. Pa, you are 66 years old today. God has blessed us with a wonderful father and grandpa, and we are truly blessed and highly favored to still have you in our lives. Hip, hip, hooray! Pa.
Happy birthday, Ronnie.
And this one goes out to 12-year-old Zeline, and your family is wishing you a very, very happy, happy birthday. May you be blessed abundantly and see many more years to come. God bless and keep you safe from everyone at home. Happy birthday, Zeline.
Keep you safe from everyone at home? No, I love it, man. Absolutely sweet.
No, it's from everyone at home. Oh, my goodness.
Everyone loves you.
Oh, from the May family.
Safe from everyone at
Too
home.
sweet. And let's close it out. We've got, we'd like to wish my brother Denver a most blessed birthday. I hope your day is filled with lots of love. Stay crazy. Love you lots. And that's from your sister, Lizanne Prince. Loving you with a cutie pie over there. And then we'd love to send a birthday shout out to our gorgeous little girl, Dianca Janssen in Rensburg, who is turning 2 today. Yes, how sweet are the kids today? May you be blessed in abundance and always remain as fierce and fearless as you are, like every young girl should be. Heaps of love from your grandparents, Sface and Jose, and aunt and godmother, Bianca. You are all loved, people.
Wow.
You are loved.
So much. Too much of love. Too much of love.
That's right.
Okay, well, that's how we celebrate your birthdays, right?
Thank you,
On the
Uncle.
show, we love receiving them. Please do send as many requests as you can. If you know any loved ones celebrating their birthday, and of course, send those through to us on email. It's birthdays@cardova.tv. And of course, you can send them to us on WhatsApp. It's 071 040 551. And of course, we're always on standby waiting for that phone to beep with your messages of love and happy
But just give us a
birthday.
day's lead time.
Yeah,
Don't send
you
them on
can't
the
send
day
them
of
while
the
we
birthday.
sit here.
Midday the day before,
Yeah.
please.
And may you be kept safe from from all the bad energies of the world. Happy birthday.
Well, it's time to tune your musical ear into the frequency that is so good this morning. We're hanging out with a very impressive young man, Josh Middleton, who shot to near instant Insta fame last year when he performed a cover of an Ed Sheeran song that propelled him to some 3 million views online. And he's about to sing that song for you right now, called Supermarket Flowers.
I took the supermarket flowers from the windowsill. Through the day, oh, tea from the cup. Packed up the photo album Matthew had made, memories of a life that's been loved. I took the get well soon cards and stuffed animals. Poured the old ginger beer down the sink. Dad always told me, don't you cry when you're down. But Mom, there's a tear every time that I blink. I hope that I see the world as you did, 'cause I know a life with love is a life that's been lived. So I sing hallelujah. You were an angel in the shape of my mom. When I fell down, you'd be there holding me up. Spread your wings as you go. When God takes you back, you'll say hallelujah. You're home. I fluffed the pillows, made the bed, stacked the chairs up. Folded your nightgowns neatly in a case. John said he'd drive and put his hand on my cheek and wiped a tear from the side of my face. I hope that I see the world as you did. hallelujah. You were an angel in the shape of my mom. When I fell down, you'd be there holding me up. Spread your wings as you go. When God takes you back, he'll say, hallelujah, you're home. Hallelujah. You were an angel in the shape of my mom. You gotta see the person I have become. Spread your wings as you go. When God takes you back, he'll say, hallelujah, you're home.
Thank you so much. Oh my word.
In your national news this morning, the Presidential Advisory Panel on Land Reform and Agriculture has submitted its report to President Cyril Ramaphosa and Deputy President David Mabuza. The report will be tabled before the Cabinet before it is released publicly. Manufacturing in South Africa grew much more than expected in April as production of cars, electronics, metal products and furniture jumped, providing the first glimmer of hope for an economy mired in contraction and policy uncertainty. Now moving further abroad, Botswana's High Court ruled yesterday in favor of decriminalizing homosexuality, handing down a landmark verdict greeted with joy by gay rights campaigners. French President Emmanuel Macron yesterday downplayed the death of an oak tree that he offered US President Donald Trump last year, saying people shouldn't read symbols into everything and that he would send the American leader a new tree. And finally, a determined student in Ethiopia has taken her secondary school exams in a hospital bed just 30 minutes after giving birth. Armed police transported the papers and guarded the ward while she was writing. 21-year-old Almaz Derez had hoped to sit the exams before her baby was born, but the exams were postponed because of Ramadan. She went into labor on Monday, shortly before the first exams was due to start. She took her English and maths exams in hospital on Monday and will sit her remaining tests at the exam center today and tomorrow. She now wants to take a 2-year course that will prepare her for university. She was pleased with how the exams went and her baby son is doing well. Well, that was your 7 o'clock news update. Let's get another look at what's happening in the world of sport. Here's Graham.
Well, sadly becoming a bit of a trend this year. Yesterday's Cricket World Cup action was interrupted by heavy rains in Bristol, and that forced the match between Bangladesh and Sri Lanka at the lower half of the table to be abandoned without a ball being bowled. Then on the rugby front, of course, the Lions have confirmed that Kwagga Smith sadly will be out for the rest of the Super Rugby season. A massive blow after he picked up a hamstring injury and was against their heated opponents, the Hurricanes, in a pretty tough clash over the last weekend's action. And then Jesse Creel makes a welcome return to the Bulls side this week. That's after a full recovery following his ankle injury. On the footballing front, and then there were two, the Ukraine and the Korean Republic. They'll meet in the under-20 2019 FIFA World Cup final. That's in Lotz this coming Saturday after overcoming some tough competition in their respective semi-final clashes against Italy and Ecuador. Then throwing forward to today, weather permitting, we'll see plenty more action as Pakistan look to spoil the party for Australia in Taunton, and their match kicking off at 11:30 SA time.
Thank you, G. Let's take a first look at your roads this morning. Starting off in KwaZulu-Natal, out in Durban, there has been an accident that's on the N2 southbound before the EB Klute interchange. The right shoulder is obstructed, so please do keep a look out for that. And off to the Western Cape, out in Pardon Aland, on the N1 inbound, there has been an accident that's before the Kubek interchange, obstructing the middle lane, so please do approach with caution. And off to the trains, there is an extended travel time that's of 15 to 20 minutes. That's happening on the Simonstown line. This is due to defective trek circuits at Salt River and faulty level crossing booms out at Kenilworth. So do please allow for extra travel time this morning. That's where we leave it for now. The next report in half an hour. Here is Zoe with the weather.
Thank you, Tabiso. Well, here's also another look at those beautiful sunrise photos we've been receiving. A big thank you to Petrus van der Mescht, who also earlier this week sent us a pic. He has another spectacular sunrise. Look at that from Plettenberg Bay, and mainly cloudy conditions. So hopefully, Petrus, you can capture another beautiful sunrise for us. And today, a maximum of 17 degrees Celsius. But on that note, let's look at the rest of the temperatures. If you're in Polokwane, your low for today, it is 7. Your high is 23. Mbombela 10 with a warm high of 30. Pretoria 7 reaching a high of 22. Johannesburg 20 but also sunny. It's sunny in Mahikeng 4 reaching a high of 23. Klerksdorp 2, 22. If you're in Kimberley, your low for today is 2, your high 24. Bloemfontein, a cool start of 0 with a high of 20. Richards Bay 17 reaching a high of 28. It's sunny in Pietermaritzburg 10 reaching a high of 27. Durban 15 reaching a high of 25. Mthatha 7 with a high of 25. If you're in East London, your low for today is 8, your high 20, and a southwesterly breeze of about 26 kilometers an hour. Cradock 1 reaching a high of 23. Winds of 43 kilometers an hour for Port Elizabeth today, a low of 8, a high of 18. Rain can be expected in George, your low is 5, your high 16. And then the coolest place in South Africa, Sutherland, with a temperature of -5 as a minimum and 8 your maximum. Cape Town, some rain can be expected with a low of 7, a high of 15. Worcester 2 reaching a high of 12 rather. High humidity can be expected in Springbok 2 with a high of 12, 14. And in Uppington, a low of 1 with a high of 20 degrees Celsius. Well, that's where we leave your weather for now. And if you have a beautiful sunrise photo you'd love to share with us, you can do so on the Expresso Facebook page.
Well, we have the pleasure right now of hanging out with somebody who's known as one of South Africa's leading stand-up comedians. He's been keeping us laughing and entertained for now 2 decades now, and he certainly needs no introduction. So, Afrika Bora, Kabo Para, Ara Amogele, with a warm round of applause. Mark Lottering is in the studio! Celebrate! You the late!
Yes.
Yes,
Welcome,
so good to have you here.
How you say no introduction? And then you went for it.
And just dive right into it. It's so good to have you in the studio.
How's it, guys? Great to be here, as usual.
You're always one of those people that I don't realize how much I was looking forward to seeing until I see you. And I'm like, I was really looking forward to seeing you.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yo.
It's true. It's really, really
I don't know what to say.
No, just say thank you, Mark.
Just say thank you. That to me in my whole life. Thank you.
It's a pleasure.
Yeah.
You've had an incredible past few months. I mean, Auntie
Yes.
Mel, the musical, make some noise.
If you haven't seen it, what is wrong with you?
Incredible. Wow. What has that experience been like, and coming off of that wave and starting with a brand new project?
It's been a bit mad because I think we knew we had something special going when we were in the rehearsal room.
Yeah.
But then you kind of think, okay, it's special here.
Yes.
And then you hit the stage. And the magic just happens, and the response has been phenomenal to such an extent that, you know, I've just come back from Joburg, and we also did the show, and people are stopping me in the street about that project.
Wow.
And do you know when people talk to you and they have that warmth and that sincerity in their eyes, where they've like kind of experienced something that they were not expecting? That's the kind of response we have to that show. So it's been, you know, I say this all the time, but really, really it has been it's exceeded my expectations in terms of how South Africans received the show.
Nice.
We'll talk about the new show that's starting tonight.
Sure.
But has this now inspired you to go, but now there needs to be more? Auntie Mel can't just exist in this musical alone. There needs to be an evolution. The story needs to evolve. I maybe need to write for other writers in a musical sense.
And I do believe that you sing, so that's the right avenue to...
Hello.
explore. You sing as well?
No, I don't.
She does.
Okay.
She does. A beautiful voice.
I think she should be doing an audition on the show this morning. But the sequel happens. it kicks off the 22nd of November. It's called Auntie Mo, It's a Girl.
Oh, wow.
And that's going to be happening, it debuts at the Baxter Theatre. So there is a sequel, yes.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Excellent
I love
stuff.
That. And of course, it's why is it very important that you distinguish this one between the musical and the stand-up comedy?
So that's the new show that's starting
Oh,
off
my
tonight.
the stand-up show. Well, I just called it not a musical because, you know, the printers were pushing me for the title.
Well, there we go.
What's it called? What's it called? Not a musical. The great thing about stand-up comedy and the stand-up comedy shows is that you can be really, really playful with the titles and you can go anywhere. My favorite part of creating any show is coming up with a title and a poster. I mean, the script is obviously the difficult part, but my favorite parts are coming up with it. So we just called it because we're done with Auntie Mo, the musical, and I thought, you know, let's call the show Not a Musical.
Yes.
And it's essentially because I've been to Thailand for the first time in my life.
Okay.
all right.
Yeah, okay. Which
Have
is
you
basically
been?
like Bontierville.
What, you
All the
mean?
Cape Town, everybody in
Is that
South
what it's-
Africa
what it's
is
like?
in Thailand. Yeah, I feel like it's like...
Oh, do you mean like, oh, okay,
I
okay,
stayed
because...
in a very different hotel. It was a bit different to Pontivo.
Oh, where did I stay? Oh my goodness.
So, I heard that like, you know, that what Leanne said now, that's exactly what I heard before I left. Like, they said, why are you going? The whole
Everybody's
of Cape
there.
Town's going to be there. And when I landed and I went to a place called Bangla Road,
Yes.
where I now believe Lucifer lives, in
Yes.
Bangla Road. If you want to go and visit Bangla Road, nobody should go there with their spouse.
Yes.
And I was there for 2 minutes
Yeah.
to prove this one's point. And I'm standing in Bangla Road and I'm just standing there and I'm looking around and immediately I'm thinking, like, you know, the Lord must not come now because this is not where I wanted to be when the world ended.
Yes.
And this is
When
not
the
where I
Lord
wanted to
comes.
be found.
Yeah.
And immediately I hear, Lottering, jou doring. And I'm like, oh wow, really? Bangla Road.
Oh, wow.
And this man arrives with his family and the kids are looking at me and I'm like, no, this is my first time. And I'm like, so the whole of Cape Town said, because I think the Rand makes so much sense when you're over there.
Yeah.
And I was there and I came back and I had 60 minutes of material.
Wow.
And that morphed into the show Not a
Beautiful.
Musical.
Oh, wow.
So I was
love
terrified because we started the show in Joburg and to
Yeah.
try new material is always a nightmare. And in another city is even a bigger nightmare. But it rocked because you can probably see the glow in my face that it means standing ovations. So that's what happened. And we kick off Theatre on the Bay tonight in Cairns.
Cannot wait.
Yeah, Mark, so great to have you back in the
Has
studio.
everyone seen
and
her
we-
shoes? Did the camera pick up your shoes?
I don't know, but I think
Oh.
so. Yeah.
Yeah.
Cameraman
We'll
said
got
they
them
got
earlier.
the
have
We'll
to.
make sure.
They got
Along with
the
that
shoes.
audition,
Okay, I'm
they're
just
great for
blown
the
away by
audition you
that.
were talking about. That audition.
This
that
is
she
going to be
used do.
awesome on stage at the audition.
Exactly. Be sure to catch Mark Lottering's latest stand-up comedy show, which is definitely not a musical. It starts from tonight and runs until the 29th of June at Cape Town's Theatre on the Bay, and tickets can be found at computicket.com. Mark Lottering, everyone. We're going to take a quick break. Mark Lottering.
Lottering jou doorang!
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
It's time for a little bit of feel good. So good.
Well, welcome back to it. It is your feel-good breakfast show, Expresso. We're live right here on SABC3. Thanks so much for hanging out with us this morning. It's time for us to check out some feel-good stories that'll hopefully leave you feeling warm and fuzzy from the inside out, right?
And it's going to get very warm and fuzzy this morning. Why? Because we got puppies, we got birdies, we got owls.
Yeah.
But let's live on the dangerous side of life here. Parkour, we know it's a massive, one of the fastest growing sports activities in the world at the moment. But here is a new version that you might never have seen before. Take a look at this puppy living life on the edge. Dun, 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 dun. Do you know, he is inspired by his bandana. And I will do it again. Dun, dun, la, 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 la. Wow.
A born entertainer.
How cute.
That's what I say.
What's the motivation, man?
I love it.
Well, we have some birdie Botox for you this morning. So, you know, as humans, we always alter our bodies to look like not ourselves. And you have people that want to look like Barbie, people that want to look like Justin Bieber. Well, this birdie decided he's going to pick up on the trend and he wants to look like a peacock. Let's take a look.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So silly. Yeah, a little bit. He's got the tools for the job, hey? Yeah.
And then he adds his own feathers.
I'm just going to put that there. Just going to add a little bit of flair there.
It's too precious. It's too precious.
Man.
I absolutely love it. Well, our last story is definitely going to have to put a smile on your face because, wow. We have a cool owl doing super cool owl things. Check out this video where this owl fits its 5-foot wingspan through an 8-inch gap. Have a look.
What? What's
Action adventure.
And
Did he land? Was he okay?
Wow.
Like,
That's definitely okay.
That's an apex predator right there.
And no owls were harmed in the making of that feel-good video. What
no
a
birds were
skill.
injured, no
birds
dogs were injured.
Just feel-good vibes left for all of us. Why don't you show us any videos that you come across on social media? We love to see them. Get those through to us on our social media. That is Expresso Morning Show on SABC3 on Facebook. The hashtag is Expresso Show.
Now this week on Beats Uncovered, mental health is a focus for American hitmaker Love.
Yeah, and we'll also check out the newly released music video from Karl Deutsch. Here's Nik Hammond.
Once in a while I trip up and across the line. I think of you.
Hey you guys, what is up? What is going on? It's me, Nik Hammond from Hammond Time, back once again on Expresso and bring you the latest music from the 5FM playlist for this week's Beats Uncovered. Like I always do, I'm going to jump right in and bring you my first selection of the week from Katy Perry. It's called Never Really Over.
I guess it's never really over. Just because it's over doesn't mean it's really over. And if I think it over, maybe...
You might not be able to believe this, but it's been 2 years since we last had music from Katy Perry. Her previous album, Witness, has now been out since 2017. This track, which was produced by Zedd, is growing in popularity and putting Katy Perry back on the map as one of the world's biggest global superstars. Katy Perry picked #1 this week on Beats Uncovered. The second single that I have for you guys this week is a little bit of a change of pace. It's coming out from Love, who's been getting bigger and bigger hit after hit with a track called Sad Forever.
I don't wanna be sad forever. I don't wanna be sad no more. I don't wanna wake up and wonder.
This track is going to be featured on Love's upcoming EP called How I'm Feeling, and the track is about his battles with mental illness. The music video for the song was shot in the Philippines. It really is quite beautiful, and I hope that the song can do all the good that it intends to do. Check out my second selection this week of Beats Uncovered from Love.
I don't wanna go through that war. I don't wanna be sad. I don't wanna be sad. I don't wanna be sad anymore.
Then the third and final track I have for you guys this week is coming straight out of Durban. It's local music from Karl Deutsch called Bring Back the Love.
Bring back the love. Bring back the meaning. I want it all.
Karl Deutsch has teamed up on this track with a young producer from Durban by the name of Scutter, who I strongly suggest we keep a very close eye on in 2019. I'm incredibly excited to see more work from this super talented kid. I know Karl was recently on Expresso performing this song live, so if you watch the show every day, you may have seen it before, but check out the music video. It's local, it's beautiful, and it features an incredibly talented dancer and is shot really, really well in my opinion. It's my third selection this week for Beats Uncovered from the 5FM playlist.
Out on the streets, I got all the answers stacked in the bag. They come
Alright, you guys, that does it for me this week. Make sure you keep listening to myself, Nik Hammond, on Hammond Time, Mondays to Fridays, 9 to 12. And of course, the same time, same place, right here on Expresso next week as I bring you the latest music from the 5FM playlist on Beats Uncovered. Have a beautiful rest of your day. From me, take it easy. Cheers.
the wait. I thought I told you. Bring back the love.
Our thanks to
Karl
Mr. Nik Hammond there for bringing us the latest. Yeah, that new music video looks really cool. Hey, well done, Karl.
So proud of him. He's continuing to make such great music.
Absolutely. Well, time right now for us to test out whether your music knowledge is on point, because we're about to play a game of emoji charades. And you'll know how this works because we've done it before. We're going to give you a couple of pictures, give you some clues, and see whether you can figure out what this is all about.
Wow.
It's a song.
Okay, so it's a song, it's got one word in the title, and then there is a pot with mealies in it.
Yeah.
Well, anyways. I kid. All right, so here are some clues in case you don't know what that's all about. The song was released in 2018. The music video, directed by Robert Smith, won Music Video of the Year at the Summers. There's a clue. And also, the artist describes the song as a love song, but adds it's about finding meaning and purpose you've previously struggled to attain. It's really a song of hope that if you continue to work at that which your heart desires with an honest and open attitude, one day, eventually, those desires will be realized. In a nutshell.
Yeah, okay. It's a lot of clues. If that was indeed mealies, then perhaps the song would be called Umngusho, but then that doesn't relate to any of the clues that you've just given, so it's not that. Have a look at the clues, take a look at the picture, and let us know whether you can guess what the emoji charades is, and you can guess that on our Facebook and Twitter page. Of course, don't forget to use hashtag Expresso Show, and we will reveal what the answer is later on, okay?
Exactly.
So there it is.
So
one
there
word.
you go. It's music, one word, and millies. No,
What is
not
millies?
Millies. It's surely not. But Legal Beagle, what do you think? It's a song, one word,
You
and
got
a whole
vibe.
jar.
Do you want to have a
I can have a guess at it. I've never actually got one of these before, but I'm going to say it's Jeremy Loop's Gold.
We'll find out after the break. So now, just put yourself in the situation. You're getting a Chinese symbol tattoo saying "inspired," and then you later find out that it says "cheese." So we're going to be talking. Obviously, you're here to do the official job of. So now, we're going to get into the stranger side of legalese, and we're going to talk about tattoos and if you can actually sue someone for messing up your tattue.
We're going to look at it.
Do you got some tats there?
We've got,
brandish
we've both got,
those
right?
tats,
Where's
boys.
yours? Oh, there, yeah. How big is your one?
I've got a flying elephant under my
Look at
arm.
this one.
Standard.
Flying elephant, that's cool.
Wow, yours is...
Goes
You've
on
got
and
a
on
ship.
and on and on and on and on and on.
You've got quite a few. Do either of you regret any of your tattoos, or did anything turn out that you weren't quite expecting?
Yeah, like I've got an anchor on here, and I don't know what the story about that is. Like everyone keeps asking me,
Was it a choice,
why did you
though?
get that? And I'm just like, I was just looking for a tat.
I was going to say, you didn't just wake up with it. You chose to get an anchor.
I did choose to get it, but I have no meaning ascribed to it. Like, it just means nothing. And so now I have to hide. I have to find creative ways of concealing it and creating a story around it.
My only regret is that my tattoos aren't bigger.
Yeah, I don't have more. That's my biggest regret, is I don't have more money or time to get more tattoos. Well, maybe you have a regret around a tattoo. We're going to get into that with So Now What? After the break. We'll see you now.
Cadbury Dairy Milk shines the light on the generosity that lives inside each and every one of us. So we encourage all South Africans to bring your old toys to any of their pop-up little generosity shops and receive a slab of Cadbury Dairy Milk chocolate on us. Get to those shopping centres on these dates, May through August, and let's inspire a little more Cadbury goodness in the world.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Oh, well, welcome back to your Feel Good Breakfast Show. It is Expresso, and it's time for another edition of our Wednesday feature. And this is where we really focus on the unconventional side of the law. It's called So Now What? And we're really once again joined by our expert lawyer and director at legalease.co.za. This is Eitan Stern. Welcome back.
Good to be here.
Well, you know our Expresso family, we always get into trouble.
Yeah, no, completely, dude. And you are doubly qualified because you are, in fact, a lawyer, which is why you're here. You like getting into trouble, and you got some tats there, dude. We were joking about like having regrets, but this is very personal space here. And if someone messes up a tattoo, it can be really detrimental to your own self-image. But it's quite a thing. I suppose the big question is, can you sue someone if they mess up your tattoo?
Okay, so in South African law, you know that, funnily enough, there actually are no laws relating to tattoos and piercings. They're pretty much unregulated. But you still have health and safety regulations. So so when you're getting a tattoo, the tattoo parlor still has to abide by health and safety regulations, but it's pretty unregulated. In South African law, you are allowed to do dangerous things.
It is my life. It is. Oh man, can we just spend the rest of the show looking at tattoos that have gone wrong?
I've seen those failed tattoos, and it's scary, especially if it's a name or like a picture, I suppose you can work with. I mean, only you know what you really wanted. But what do you do in the event that a tattoo artist messes up the tattoo?
Okay, so tattoo artists, even though there are no laws relating to it, tattoo artists still have to get registered with the local authority. So local municipalities. Come guys. so local municipalities, it's their job to regulate kind of shops in their municipality, and they are allowed to make laws relating to cleanliness or the materials that can be used or where the shops can be put. So they still have these health and safety regulations to abide by. So if you go to a tattoo artist and they do something, you know, which doesn't conform with the health and safety regulations, so they're doing something dodgy, then you can do something about it and you can report them to your municipality.
So if you have health complications, we get that. That kind of all makes sense. Is there a consumer law that applies here? You're buying something, you're buying a product with an expectation, and that falls short. Does that come into play here?
Yeah, definitely. You should be a lawyer.
It's a choice. You're making a choice to get that tattoo, but someone's providing you with a product.
Exactly. So if there's no specific laws, but there's health and safety laws, and then there's of course consumer laws. So if a tattoo artist and your regular kind of laws around liability. So if a tattoo artist does something negligent, so you put your wife's name but they spell it wrong by mistake, or they use needles that aren't clean or something like that, then you definitely could sue them for damages caused by their negligence. Or if they did something intentional, so they intentionally harmed you to some extent, then you could definitely sue them. The other really important thing to know, which I'm pretty sure it's going to be interesting for people out there to know, is there are no specific laws around tattooing kids, but we've got our child protection laws. So if you are a tattoo artist and you tattoo a kid, someone under the age of 18, you could definitely be liable for abuse to a child for that. So it's definitely not a good idea to be tattooing children.
So if the parent or the guardian signs off to the 16-year-old getting a little star on their ankle or whatever it is that still then on the tattoo artist?
No, because if you...
And are you allowed to do that?
So if the child was under 16, then it would be on the tattoo artist. If the child was over 16, the parents can give consent to certain things. Then if your child got a little, say, star on their hip or something, then the tattoo artist would be fine. But the parents should get a good finger wagging, in my opinion.
Interesting. Imagine getting a tattoo at 16.
Because that's the legal repercussions, a good finger wagging. So we're going to get into it. In fact, what I'd really like to ask is, please, if you've had a tattoo go wrong, please post it on our Expresso Morning Show Facebook page, just so we can share your pain. But we're going to continue talking about the legality around tattoos, and if something does go horribly wrong, what can you actually do about it?
Well, we're in our Expresso kitchen and winter is here, which means it's time for soups, which I love so much. Draw the curtains, turn up the fire, get all cozy, because it's all about soup. And we're doing it in a very interesting way, because this month it is World Avocado Month. And here to tell us what we're going to be doing with avocados is editor for Sade Course, Herman Lensing in the house. Herman, I think you should just move in. You clearly love it here.
Yeah, I love it here. I'm not a morning person, but if I look as good as you do in the mornings, then
Stop it, I like it.
I think there's something happening here.
Oh, I love it. There's definitely something happening here.
Yeah.
It smells amazing. We're making an avocado and corn soup today.
Yeah. So avocado and corn soup might sound like a strange concept.
Yes.
I think those two things don't go together. But if you think like classical Mexican dishes, think of beautiful roasted corn with fresh guacamole with it. It's just a combo that works together.
Jy praat nou my taal, né?
Yeah, look, it's for Uppington boy, this is a very strange combination.
Yeah, but I didn't know that you could actually warm avocados because I thought it turns bitter because you can warm it to a certain degree, right?
Yes, so you must be very careful. I prefer to use avocado fresh, so I'll make, say, for instance, I'll make a soup, put fresh avocado on top.
Okay.
But you can warm it slightly,
Yes.
like you say, but if you eat it too much, it's going to turn bitter and not nice, not lekker om te eat.
Yeah, we want it to be lekker because that's how we like things. So take
shall
us
we
to our
start?
recipe for today, yes.
Okay, like most soups, we start with a good base, a little bit of avo oil in our pot. I like using avo oil, it's full of a lot of
you used it
antioxidants
yesterday as well.
and beautiful things. Then onion, what is life without onions? The perfect base to anything. And then there's that trio, that power couple of the kitchen. Onions, celery, what do you call it? A duo.
Yeah.
3 people,
A trio.
yeah. A trio,
yes, a trio.
And then carrots.
So this is our base for the soup. Can I stir for you?
Yes, please do. So those 3 are very good base for most dishes, but especially winter dishes like a soup. Think of beautiful roast lamb, oxtail, all those things. It's a good start.
Yes.
Then we're going to add some beautiful spices. This is a bit of curry powder.
Lovely.
Just a little bit. In there. We add some thyme. When you cook a soup, it's very crucial to use hard herbs. So your rosemary, thyme. Those things can cook slowly and they give you heart and all their beautiful flavors for more time.
I love it. We're building our flavor profiles right now.
Then we add, of course, our sweet corn. Somewhere from a tin, you know. I'm not a snob. If you can...
Don't have to go like...
no. If there's a shortcut to take,
I love that.
Why not take it?
Life is too short to, you know.
Yeah.
Be doing things from scratch.
So now we're doing a vegetarian dish, so we can use vegetable stock. But if you want to make it a bit meaty, you can use chicken stock, beef stock. It's your call, your kitchen, your rules. A little bit of black pepper. The most important thing is to season, you know.
Season.
And salt. And then you stir it up. So now what you'll do classically, typically in my kitchen, you'll cook it for a couple of minutes, so all that flavors can just relax and all the beautiful things. Then you puree it. So end up with something like this.
Gorgeous.
Okay.
Yummy,
So
delicious,
now-
and oh so great.
De kroon van vandaag natuurlijk, our avo. So beautiful avo.
Oh, and those avos are stunning.
So you've got 2 options. What I'm going to do, I'm going to add half of the avo to my soup.
Okay.
So someone use a fork.
And the beautiful thing about the avo is it's so creamy, it's so delicious. And I didn't know, I thought this was a pear, but apparently not.
No, so people, that's a classic mistake. In Afrikaans, there's a saying, avocado pear.
Pear, yeah.
But just because it has the shape of a pear, it's not related to the family at all. This is actually a berry of a tree, you know?
Avocado is a berry. You learn something new every day. I love it.
Okay, so we mush it inside the skin. No less dishes. Someone don't have to cry in front of the basin.
Yeah.
And we add half of our avo to there. Okay. So that's not boiling hot, so it's not going to turn bitter. You're just going to get that beautiful creaminess of the avo.
Yummy, yummy, yummy.
Stir it through, mix it in like a...
Mix it
everyone
in
is
lekker.
happy.
Oh, I love Herman.
You know, the kitchen is a place to be happy, so...
Yes.
enjoy
Food
it.
makes me happy.
Me too. I can't do wiskunde or math, so I just cook. That's all I can do.
I can't do wiskunde.
Our soup in our bowl. And then the last bit of avo, just
As
to
a
make
garnish.
sure your guests are happy.
Yeah. The
Long
keyword this
over.
morning is soup. SMS that to 33728. We'll gladly send you the link to the recipe and, of course, the ingredients list. And you could be making this yourself. It's quick, it's easy, it's avocado month, and we are enjoying avos in all of its glory. And who knew that you could actually make a soup? Who knew that it was a berry? I didn't, but I do now. And it's wonderful. Tell us about the food trends for 2019 quickly while I have a bit of a taste of this.
Living healthy is a big thing this year. We know all the plant-based diets, things of paleo, all those beautiful plant-based diets.
Yeah.
So avo obviously is very important for following those trends. So if you want to go vegan or plant-based eating, avos is a very good thing, especially for those trends. And eating raw food, you know, we tend to overcook our food. So if we keep our ingredients as fresh as possible, we live in South Africa with some of the best farmers, the best products. Keep them fresh. Don't morsel them too veel. Eenvoudig. And eat them with the beautiful flavor.
I love it. Don't morsh with them to feel, in the words of Herman Lensing from Sarikos. Thank you so much.
It's a pleasure.
Are you going to be with us again?
Tomorrow morning.
Oh, I love it when he's here. Soup to 33728. You could be making this delicious avo and corn soup. Ons gaan nou proe. Hoe proe dit?
Just add an avo.
Oh man, you know it's winter when Ouma rusks start popping up, and we couldn't be happier because we all love a good rusk. We all do surprisingly love eating them at very different times of the day. So some people richly have their rusks first thing in the morning, others for that 3 p.m. pick me up at work, and others for that little something after dinner. And this morning we're joined by the legends Marc Lottering and Nik Rabinowitz, who are here to share the ultimate dipping time. Absolutely. Guys, I see you've already been chomping up. Okay, well, this is romantic.
This is like that scene from that movie I didn't watch. What? Yes. Okay, all right. But also, I'm loving the fact that you're liking the new flavor, the choc chip rust. But did you have a previous favorite Ouma flavor before this?
I didn't know what the flavors were. We just grew up
eating whatever.
Eating these rusks. I didn't even know that they came in different flavors. Are the two of you on diet?
No. We just
we eat them all the time.
All the time, but not today.
Don't even start this process because you'll have nothing left for you.
Okay.
I'm gonna get started.
There we go. Thank you.
Do you also do that when you pick up a Ouma? Do you do that? Just to. Why do we do that? Okay. Anyway, but we all about.
Come on, guys. This is not awkward.
This is live TV.
Yeah. You know, Jewish people don't dip rusks. We dip pickled cucumbers in our coffee, wrapped in smoked salmon.
What?
When is your favorite time to dip a Ouma?
My favorite time to dip a Ouma.
Yeah, in your coffee.
It's kind of illegal in our family. It's frowned upon when we do that to our gran. But yeah, usually when we go camping.
Oh, camping
then
time.
we would
nice.
dip.
No, but it's not about when you go camping. It's like, what time of the day, Mark? At what time of the day do you like to dip a Ouma? Is it in the morning when you wake up? Do you like it in the afternoon? Even when you go camping?
I'm a morning person.
You're a morning person?
I'm a morning person, yeah.
What about you, Nik?
No, I'm like those, you know, you get those Church of Zion guys down at Muizenberg on a Sunday for the baptisms, and there's an old granny that they dip a Ouma. Have you seen that?
Why are you this person?
It's always early, like 6.
Okay. We used to dip them in church. We had baptism service at Princess Flay in church near it, and we used to baptize people.
Yeah.
And some of the congregants were older ladies, and then
when do you
that's how
dip
you would
these
dip
Oumas, these ones here, not your grandmothers?
You know what I like about these ones though is that they don't crumble as much. So when you do dip them, as Kat likes to say, you always get something out.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Okay, but let's be serious for a moment. But tell me, Mark, what kind of memories does Ouma rusks, I think, sort of invoke in you or bring back?
The memories that it brings back, gosh, is I look at this and I realize I have a thought for many of the family members who didn't maybe have teeth way back then, because I look at this and I see floating dentures. That's the memory that comes back to me, and I thought every household had them until I went to visit Nik. You guys kept your teeth.
And they were dipping pickled cucumbers rolled in what? Smoked salmon.
Yeah.
In the tea.
No.
Yeah.
We had Ouma rusks. My memory is taking them camping because they make quite fun. We used to make the moer coffee.
Of course.
With a burning stick.
What's that?
Moer coffee is
hard coffee. It's really, really hard.
Yeah.
So when you spoke about your Ouma's coffee, your Ouma's moer coffee.
Yep.
Okay. Wow.
What a time to be alive.
And then you would tell a story. You know, as you dip my dad would tell the story of die renonste is die grootste en sterkste in die bos en die vel so styf vir sy lyf getrek. As hy oor sy pop gelyk toe kom sy voeltjie uit.
Oh, you guys.
man.
man, listen.
What a jump, what a jump. I love it.
We still have that amazing Ouma Rusk hamper up for grabs that is valued at 2,500 Rand. It includes 2,000 Rand worth of Swatch Watch vouchers and 500 Rand worth of Ouma Rusks and mugs. And to make it yours, head on over to our Expresso Facebook page and our Twitter page. Share your favorite time to dip Ouma with us, whether it's in the morning, it's at work, or a little midnight treat, whatever your favorite hashtag dipping time is, share it with us. And yeah, the hamper could be yours, and you could end up telling stories like this. Tweet, tweet.
There is the website, you can get on the website.
Anytime is dipping time.
There's just no way back, really, as grannies run for the hills in fear and you contemplate your next camping trip. We have to thank these two stellar comedians for sharing their dipping techniques.
I know.
Narrative.
Oh, it's great having them on the show.
So awesome.
And of course, I need to ask you, when's your favorite dipping time?
Right now, that was actually my favorite dipping time of all time. Sorted.
Okay, well, we're going to take a quick break. We'll see you in just a bit.
If the world is ours, then let it begin. Please don't let the outside in. Cause my wings are broken, my lungs have holes in, but I'm still breathing in. When the walls have fallen down, will you be the same after a hurricane? When the floor from beneath my feet has broken down, will you still walk to me? Stay, will you stay?
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back. You're live with Expresso. Thank you so much for joining us. It has been a rather insane show, but we are absolutely loving it. So it's all about the fringe today, from fringe comedy to fringe law. So now what? You got a bad tattoo. You went in there with one expectation. You've walked out and it's a dog show. What do you do? What can you do? Let's get down to the nitty-gritty here. Is it illegal to do a bad tattoo? And we're speaking now to the tattoo artists out there who are about to go to work today. Like, what are the kind of repercussions that can happen in this instance?
Okay, so I mean, it'll be liability like anything else. If you cause harm to another person, then you are liable for whatever harm you cause. And that could be, you know, if someone gets an infection from a bad tattoo or suffers emotional damage because of having...
Emotional damage is real.
Then tattoo artists definitely can be liable of,
So most of the stories of people that have terrible tattoos is usually when they were intoxicated, got it done, and then realized it the next day. Isn't there some kind of a law that prohibits a tattoo artist from actually doing a tattoo on someone that's clearly intoxicated?
Yeah, well, I mean, so again, there's not specific laws around tattoos, but there are laws around, you know, consent. And essentially with a tattoo, you are to some extent, you know, harming or altering someone, and someone can't give proper consent if they are intoxicated. So it's a definite bad idea, and tattoo artists definitely could land up in trouble if they are tattooing people that are intoxicated in any way.
What is the expectation? Because it is physical. You are using equipment that is, you know, it's in a very personal space. You've signed a waiver.
Yeah.
But you still get injured.
Okay, so waivers are a really interesting thing. So when you get a tattoo, generally you're made to sign a form that says, you know, I consent to this tattoo, and if anything goes wrong, the tattoo artist is not responsible. So if you're going to get a tattoo and you're made to sign a waiver, you must realize you are signing away your rights, more or less, to complain if anything goes wrong. So unless the tattoo artist has done something negligent or intentional, then you are signing away your rights to complain, essentially, if anything goes wrong. So it's really important if you getting a tattoo that you read the indemnity form and that you understand the process that you're going through, because once you sign that form, to a large extent...
But it doesn't absolve them from negligence still, though.
Nothing absolves someone from gross negligence or intentional harm. But, you know, if the tattoo artist is having a bad day and the tattoo doesn't look great, then, you know, you've signed the form.
You've signed the form.
Yeah.
And tell me, is a company allowed to deny you employment because of your tattoos?
Okay, really interesting. So in South African law, there actually is case law around this. So you are not allowed to discriminate against someone on the basis of having tattoos. This has actually been dealt with in our courts. It is still considered discrimination, and in South African labour law, discrimination of any sort is not allowed. So, you know, provided it doesn't manifestly affect you from doing the job. So maybe as a TV presenter, if you got a tattoo on your forehead, they might say, listen, you can't do your job.
Believe it or not, I was thinking about that just now. Like, what about
Just get a Mike Tyson done or something.
Yeah, you know?
But yeah, you're not allowed to discriminate against someone just because they have tattoos. But we must remember, South Africa is still a pretty conservative society.
Yeah.
So, you know, if you're out there and you're thinking about getting tattoos and you're young enough to make bad decisions, then maybe stay away from the hands and face and neck.
Well, one of the requirements, if you know, going into the airline field in the UAE, is they don't want you to have any tattoos, but that's part of the... You can't apply if you've got visible tattoos.
For sure. Also, the UAE probably isn't as much of a constitutional democracy as...
as South Africa or Cape Town per se. Just last one really important question.
Yes.
In the eyes of the law, does a tattoo make you cooler?
I'm not entirely sure of that, but what I can tell you is like there's a lot of tattoo artists out there, and a lot of people. If someone's going to get a tattoo, they should be researching this and make sure they like the artist. And if you're spending more time researching your Instagram filter than your tattoo artist, then there's probably going to be something that goes wrong with your tattoo.
I feel like they need to first practice in pen so I can see what it's going to look like on the skin, because mistakes happen.
Yeah. Now we are blessed to have some of the best tattoo artists around here in South Africa, but don't be an idiot. Just think about it, so you're not left saying, "So now what?" And if you have had a few to drink, don't get a tattoo. It's as simple as that. Eitan, you're a genius, dude. Absolutely loved today.
Thank you.
Absolutely loved today. Really pushed you to your limits today, and awesome stuff. Hopefully you've learned a little something.
Now, Nik Rabinowitz is one of South Africa's most recognized comedians, also a successful actor and author, but it perhaps is his most important role, that being a father, that best defines him. Nik recently partnered up with Woolies for Father's Day to help spread the dad love with the A to Z of Dadding campaign, and a chance to celebrate the important father figures across all of South Africa. So let's check out Papa Rabinowitz in perhaps his most important role to date as a dad.
I'm trying to get these kids out into the wild and doing fun things with them.
It's always a bit of a mystery to me how these things work. Should we just sleep under the stars? Really? I've got to sleep on that? There we go, it's done.
Okay, I'm fishing here on the dam, knowing full well there are no fish in this dam. Turns out that Woolie's chicken makes a wonderful bait. Hey, pass me that knife. Anytime now will be good. I'm brying my left arm. Oh!
All right, let's go make breakfast. Scrambled eggs. Who wants scrambled eggs? Dad will make breakfast. Hello?
Got dressed, went on our hike into the bush.
Let's look for the galleon, an ancient painting, but they painted the sails going in different directions. What do you think of that?
Cool.
Cool. I think it's been a successful camp. I've bonded with my kids. I think they've had a good time. Turns out I'm not bad at single parenting, guys. Let's go back to Mum.
Oh man, that looked like so much fun! Huh?
Are you back to Mom now?
Yeah, no, I actually was, I have been doing some single parenting
Dadding.
for quite a while.
Yeah?
Have you?
Like 2 days.
Oh,
My wife was away for the weekend.
yeah. You made it sound like a stretch.
No,
Like
it
a
was.
stretch.
Yeah, yeah.
But I mean, you're a hardworking guy, and we see you, showing here, performing here, traveling here and there. How do you maintain the work-life balance in order to execute your role as dad in as much fun as we see it happening there, but also being hardworking and providing for a family?
Well, I think the nature of my job is that I'm employed as much as I'm unemployed. So
makes sense.
That's how I keep the balance.
Very much. Yeah, it's never really in balance, is it?
But I do like to be there for them.
Yeah.
And I was speaking to Jeannie actually about taking my kids to the park on Sunday. I said to my wife, "You go do something nice for yourself. I get a spray tan, a mani pedi." An enlargement, whatever, and then I will take the kids to the park, and so I do things like that, and then it took me an hour. You've got one child.
Yeah.
Imagine having 3, and you've got to pack for all 3 different kids, and then you put. I could only take 2 to the mountains because the third one, the third child, I just left her at home on her own. They just. This is table tennis. That's
your kids look like so much fun.
No, that one he's quite fun. Yeah.
Yeah?
He's
What's his name?
He's quite intelligent. Adam. Actually, on this camp, I said to him, should we do more of this camping, just the boys' weekend? And he said, well, this wasn't really camping, Dad. This was to make money.
I love him. Oh, wow. Real talk. Right there. Real
that's him.
talk.
That's him.
I asked you a bit earlier on because I was fascinated to know, do your kids find you funny? Do they find you funny? Or are you like just normal dad at home? And who's the authoritarian in the house?
Oh, that's my wife. But I don't know if that, like this one actually said the other day, he said he wants to be a chameleon when he grows up.
A chameleon?
But it's very, very big footsteps to follow in. So I don't know if he's got jokes. He's got one that's like, why did the chicken cross the road?
Yeah.
Because the dinosaur hadn't yet evolved. And I thought that wasn't funny, but quite advanced.
Yeah, it is. What are your other kids like? So that's Adam.
He actually, he had said this thing to me when he was about that age. His sister was born, okay? So he's the middle child. And I said, how do you feel about your new sister? And he said...
Oh, look at their face. Oh,
that's
wow, he
exactly
is the comedian in the family.
And he said, I'm a tree and I don't talk. That's exactly when he said that. And then the day we named her, we were going into the synagogue. He said, Dad, what's going to happen? I said, we're going to name your sister. And he said, and then is the rabbi going to cut off a bit of her pee-pee?
Oh,
and I said, no, that's primitive and barbaric. We only do that to boys.
Oh my word! And your other son, so that's Adam.
That's the middle child. That's the oldest one, Ben. Yeah.
Ben and
Sophie.
And then Sophie.
Yeah.
What's Ben like?
Ben is pretty chill. He's the oldest guy. He and her are like very connected. And then you obviously see this oak. That's the middle child there.
Is he more like you? He is you.
He probably is.
He is you.
Yeah,
it's your fault.
Look at that face. He's going. This gig went terribly.
Yeah.
Wow,
He's
man.
so adorable.
Sure.
Oh, well, Woolies is making sure that Dad gets his moment in the sun, just like Nik over here. And if you are committed to celebrating your father figure this Father's Day, then be sure to shop Woolworths gifting in store, online at www.woolworths.co.za, and you can also use the Woolies app.
Absolutely. Of course, you can also head on over to our Facebook page for a link to the shop right now. And then once you have your gift, why not personalize it? You can do that just by visiting Woolworths Santon, Eastgate, Gateway, or Canal Walk. Those stores on the 15th and 16th of June for bespoke personalization, engraving, and wrapping as well. Now, let's turn to some feel-good competition, are we? Woolies is giving away 3 vouchers, yeah?
Ooh,
tell us more about them.
Exactly. Now, these vouchers are valued at 1,000 Rand each to 3 lucky viewers to shop Father's Day gifting. To enter, simply reply to the competition post on our Facebook page and then tell us why your dad is your hero. The competition closes tomorrow at 9 a.m. T's and C's apply and can be found on Expresso Show's website.
Get entering. What a fantastic competition. I see you already there on Woolies trying to see what to get for Father's Day. Yes. Have you got kids?
Not that I know of. I've never been.
No one's called you
I've never
up.
been introduced to them. Although I must admit, one of Nik's children, I'm kind of feeling I
Looks like you.
could have been involved there, but I'll chat to
You and Nik can have this chat offline.
Yeah, we'll have the chat offline.
Okay, so when it comes to coffee, Princess makes the best for us, and she keeps us going throughout the morning. How do you take yours?
I take my coffee black.
The way, okay. Princess, you got the brief?
Yes,
Yeah.
my coffee.
I never know. I'm waiting for you to say some more. Okay,
No, black
do you
and
have
surprisingly small. Yeah. Most people have a huge, no, but I usually small.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is just fine.
I'm just grateful for what I can get.
Perfect.
Yeah.
We love that. Well,
Thank
listen,
you. Yeah.
he's hanging out with us throughout the morning. It is Mark Lottering here on your Feel Good Breakfast Show. We're going to take a quick break. Josh Middleton is still in the house. Lots more jams coming your way, so don't move.
Enjoy a moment in between with McAfee. See you after the break.
Cause my wings are broken, my lungs have holes in bed, I'm still breathing in. Falling down, will you be the same after a hurricane? When the floor from beneath my feet has broken down, will you stay? Will you stay with me? Will you stay here, please, my love? Stay, even if the water's dragging you under, my love.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Well, welcome back to your Feel Good Breakfast Show. I hope you refilled those coffee cups. Time for us to connect with you on social media.
Yeah, first of all, it's been an awesome show. So thank
has.
you, everyone. Thank
Really
you
has.
to Nik and Mark. It's just been hilarious. But we are asking, obviously, what you guys have learned from your dad in lieu of Father's Day and having a lot of fun, getting quite emotional, I think, connecting about this. Prudence Tabeta saying, the biggest thing my dad taught me is to be humble and respect others. I love that. Sila Ziwe Nomka saying, good morning, fam. Good morning. Unfortunately, I never got to spend time with my dad and learn from him when he passed away. I was very young, but the legacy he left for us has taught me to be responsible. That's really cool. And I know there are a lot of people dealing with absent fathers, but there are still lessons to be learned through that process.
Yes.
I can speak from experience. Krista Karl's saying, my dad taught me that the greatest thing you should do in life is to love, and to love without boundaries. Love no matter the color of the skin. Love, respect, and dream. Never stop dreaming. Krista, I think you had an awesome father, or hopefully have an awesome father with you still. But please keep those thoughts coming. It's an opportunity for us to kind of really embrace the people that we're becoming as guys.
Yes.
And what legacy we want to leave. And we get so much from our dads, and we can be so much as a father. So that's awesome, man.
Absolutely. We all do have a story to share and an experience to share about our fathers. Listen, it's that time of the morning. We're stepping right into the third and final hour of the show. Lots still coming your way. It is a Wednesday. That means Culinary Hotline Bling.
Ting,
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 ting.
ting is coming your way. But right now, Leanne is on standby with the news.
In the national news this morning, the Presidential Advisory Panel on Land Reform and Agriculture has submitted its report to President Cyril Ramaphosa and Deputy President David Mabuza, the presidency said yesterday. Now, the panel, chaired by Dr. Vuyo Mtlati, was tasked to advise on a broad range of policy matters associated with land reform, including restitution, redistribution, tenure, security and agricultural support. The report will be tabled before the Cabinet before it's released publicly. Manufacturing in South Africa grew much more than expected in April as production of cars, electronics, metal products and furniture jumped, providing the first glimmer of hope for an economy mired in contraction and policy uncertainty. Now, the manufacturing output in Africa's most industrialized economy expanded by 4.6%, the biggest growth since June 2016, Statistics South Africa said yesterday in the first positive data since President Cyril Ramaphosa returned to office. Analysts had forecast a modest expansion of 1.35%. Now moving further abroad, Botswana's High Court ruled yesterday in favor of decriminalizing homosexuality, handing down a landmark verdict greeted with joy by gay rights campaigners. Under the country's 1965 penal code, homosexuality is punishable by a jail term of up to 7 years. However, Judge Michael Alburu declared that it was time to set aside the provisions of a Victorian era and ordered the laws be amended. In Geneva, the United States, UN agency UNAIDS added to the applause. French President Emmanuel Macron yesterday downplayed the death of an oak tree that he had offered to US President Donald Trump last year, saying people shouldn't read symbols into everything and that he would send the American leader another tree. Macron is at odds over America's unilateralist approach to trade, climate change, and a nuclear deal with Iran. The two men planted the oak sapling from Bellewood in France, where almost 2,000 American soldiers died in World War I battle, on the grounds of the White House. And finally, 80-year-old Warren Buffett, the legendary investor, rather 88-year-old Warren Buffett, the legendary investor, who has an approximate net worth of $82 billion, making him the third richest person in the world, has a secret to his success. Longtime close friend Bill Gates pointed out in a recent blog that the key to Buffett's extraordinary success, which is a refreshing, simple habit and is something that anyone can do. He reads between 5 and 6 hours a day, paging through books and newspapers, and spends almost no time on electronic devices. Young Buffett bought his first stock when he was 11 years old, made some $53,000 by the age of 16, was rejected by Harvard Business School, and has done all of his reading in the same house in which he has lived since 1958. What an inspiration. Well, that was your 8 o'clock news update. Let's take a final look at what's happening in the world of sport. Here's Graham.
Let's kick it off with World Cup watch. Yesterday's Cricket World Cup action was interrupted by heavy rains in Bristol. That forced the match between Bangladesh and Sri Lanka to be abandoned without a ball being bowled. This was the second World Cup match in Bristol that has been affected by the bad weather. Of course, the underlying news in that story, Sri Lanka's star bowler Lasith Malinga sadly will be travelling home after the passing of his mother-in-law, but he will be back for the team's next game up against Australia. Then on the rugby front locally, the Lions have now confirmed that Kwagga Smith will be out for the rest of the Super Rugby season. Massive blow. That was after he picked up a hamstring injury in their heated clash against the Hurricanes. That while Jesse Creel will return to the Bulls side this weekend following a full recovery after an ankle injury. The Lions coach Swaif de Bruin said Smith will be out for 5 to 6 weeks. That was after he was seen limping off the field on Saturday. While Bulls Creel has now been cleared to rejoin training this week and will be available for selection this coming weekend when they face off against the Lions in a massive derby game. Then on the international footballing front, Ukraine and the Korean Republic will meet in the 2019 FIFA Under-20 World Cup final in Lotz on Saturday. That was after overcoming some pretty tough competition in their respective semi-final clashes against Italy and Ecuador. Ukraine beat Italy 1-0 with a goal coming in the 65th minute, while Korea's Lee Kang-in scored from a very clever free kick in the 39th minute to secure the win for his team over Ecuador. This is going to be the first time that either of these teams have made the Under-20 final. Then throwing forward to today in the Cricket World Cup watch, we've got Australia taking on Pakistan at Taunton. That match is a day game, kicking off at 11:30 SA time, and that's a wrap of your sport for this morning.
Well, here's a final look at the roads in Gauteng, Kilner Park. Now, there's been an accident on the N1 southbound, and it's before Stormfall Road. Heavy delays can be expected in that area, so please use an alternative route this morning. Moving to the Western Cape and Khayelitsha, on the N2 inbound, there's currently a stationary vehicle. It's after Muway obstructing that emergency lane please keep a lookout for this. And on Metro Rail, if you're traveling on the Cape Flats line, the T0517 train from Cape Town to Heathfield is currently cancelled due to defective sets. Now please allow for some extended travel time this morning. That's where we leave your traffic.
Don't fear the flu. Boost your immune system with Effaflu C Immune Booster by Pharmadynamics. Effective, affordable healthcare.
Thank you so much, Zoe. Let's take a final look at your temperatures across the country. Now, before we do that, we asked you to send us your beautiful sunrise pictures, and you really did. We've got one from Sanele Zwane. Thank you so much for your beautiful sunrise picture from Escort Art in KZN, as well as Petrus van der Mescht from for your spectacular sunrise picture that's from Plattenberg Bay today. Thank you so much. Let's take a look at those temperatures across the country, starting off in Polokwane with your low of 7 and your high of 23. The highest temperatures in the country today, that's in Mbombela with a start of 10, reaching that max of 30. Pretoria, 7 and 22. Johannesburg, 4, your low and your high 20. Mahikeng, 4 and 23, your max. Klerksdorp, 2, reaching a maximum of 22. Kimberley starts off with a low of 2, reaching a high of 24. Bloemfontein, 0 and a high of 20. Richards Bay, 17 and 28. Pietermaritzburg, 10 and 27. In Durban today, your low is 15 and your high 25. Mthatha, 7 and 25. East London, 8, reaching a max of 20 with some southwesterly winds traveling at 26 kilometers per hour. Kraddock, 1, reaching a max of 23. Port Elizabeth, 8 and 18, southwesterly winds at 43 kilometers per hour over there. Heavy rainfall in George today, 5 is your low and your high is 16, lots of rain today. Sutherland, lowest temperatures in the country. You've got -5, your low, and a high of 8, brace yourselves. If you're out in Cape Town, 7 is your low and your high is 15. Worcester, 2 and 12. Springbok, lots of humidity, high humidity there, 2 and 14, your max. And finally, Uppington, 1 and your high is 20. That's where we leave your weather for today.
And this is where we pick up your music on this Wednesday morning. We've been hanging out with Josh Middleton, an impressively talented singer, songwriter, and now international superstar, doing absolutely incredible things, man. So proud of you. I've been talking to you about your journey. You've just recently, 6 months ago, returned from a tour of Europe, because you're that successful over there. But you're also filling your time with studies as well. Give me a bit of a broad scope of what's happening in your life right now.
So I've essentially finished school. I finished school last year in November.
And you're 16?
16, yeah. So now I'm studying at Vega, and I'm doing my branding and marketing degree.
Yeah.
So,
And all while still pushing hard at the music, still
100%,
writing consistently, recording, and doing great things. And in fact, you're about to perform your latest single that is only being released at the end of this week. And it's going to be internationally released by the record company that you signed
100%,
with. Absolutely. So this is amazing because this is an exclusive. You've never performed this before.
Never performed it live. So
what's the song about?
Cool. It's essentially about losing a loved one and wanting them to stay.
Yeah.
Just like a bass line, and it's quite deep, so you guys will hear the lyrics. Yeah.
Looking forward to hearing it. The stage is all yours.
Thank you so much.
Josh Middleton with Stay.
If the world is ours, then let it begin. Please don't let the outside in. 'Cause my wings are broken, my lungs have holes in, but I'm still breathing in. When the walls have fallen down, will you be the same after a hurricane? When the floor from beneath my feet has broken down, will you still walk to me? Stay, will you stay with me? Will you stay here, please, my love? Stay, even if the water's dragging you under, my love. When the waves are stronger, the night gets darker, the tides are rolling in. When the water stay with me? Will you stay here, please, my love? Stay, even if the water's dragging you under, my love. Stay, will you stay with me? Will you stay here, please, my love? Stay, even if the water's dragging you under, my love.
Don't fear the flu. Boost your immune system with Effaflu C Immune Booster by Pharmadynamics. Effective, affordable healthcare.
Cowboy breakfast.
Yeah.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Call us on your cell phone.
Culinary Hotline Bling.
That can only mean
one thing when you tuned in on a Wednesday morning. It's time for the Culinary Hotline Bling. Tay! And you gotta say this one with your chest. Say it with your chest, because it's the Father's Day edition of the Culinary Hotline Bling. We got Greg and Karl from Beer Country here. Here to best advise us on how to spoil Dad. Come Sunday morning for his breakfast, and later on we'll be sharing some gifting ideas as well. I'm very excited about this because we've explored all kinds of gifts, but nothing says thank you quite like breakfast in bed.
Absolutely.
Gents, don't you believe?
100%.
Yeah.
Absolutely. You know, getting a great breakfast, you know, there's a couple of things. You've got your classic, your full English breakfast. You know, sometimes if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Don't fix it.
One of our other favorites is a cowboy breakfast, where you got one pan, cast iron, baked beans, and what we're doing is taking the best of both.
Yeah?
Yeah, and hooking that up. That's what we'd like to
An
get on
English
Father's Day.
cowboy.
Yeah, English cowboy, baked bean, cast iron breakfast thing.
There is such a thing, yeah. Let's get into it. Let's get into it. So what do we
Okay,
got?
well, first, get some sourdough, your favorite. It's one of our things. Toast it. That's what we got over there with some mature cheddar. And then the way that we like to cook our eggs, big knob of butter in the pan.
Yeah.
Some of our favorite braai spice. Get that going.
So you had the butter in there for quite some time.
Well, it's, you know, a little bit of brown butter is never a bad thing.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
Okay, lovely.
So we're going to do that, let the spices heat up, and then you literally just pour that egg in.
What's the mixture of spicing here that you got here?
That is our special secret braai spice.
Oh,
Our
okay.
special- we're gonna do.
You got to make your own at home if you want to.
Well, listen, that's one of the gifts for dads, eh?
Oh,
Little
lovely.
thing of
Okay,
your own
we'll
braai
talk about
spice.
that later on.
Talk about that later.
Pop the egg in.
That's going to get going like that while Karl makes the baked beans.
Take us through it, sir.
So, baked beans, we've actually cooked our bacon in the pan earlier. So we've got all that nice bacon fat. We've got some onion in here, garlic, a little bit of red pepper.
Yeah.
We're going to put our beans in.
Excellent.
Everyone loves baked beans.
Yep.
And then we've actually got some chipotle sauce. Chipotle chilies are, it's probably one of our favorite ingredients.
Oh, it sounds so American. Eh? Chipotle.
Chipotle chili, yeah. It's actually a red jalapeno that they just ripen, dry, and smoke, or smoke and dry. And you just get this intense smoky flavor, and it's such a... We haven't had it in this country for very long. Yeah, there you go. So if you can't find chipotles, you can always use smoked paprika and a bit of chili flakes, fresh chilies. This is actually one we made at home, because you can do that.
You can see the difference between the dark smoke on that one, and these are just normal chili flakes with the smoked paprika.
There we go.
You want to just...
a little bit of fresh chili in the morning.
There we go. And listen, if you're looking for a way to zhuzh up your regular beans, that's a way of doing it. And also, please share your ideas on how you are planning on spoiling Dad this coming Sunday on Father's Day. Do so on our social media pages, and of course, also throw in your questions as well that we will take on. SMS the keyword breakfast to 33728, and we'll send you a link to this particular English cowboy, if you will. And if you have a fancy little wooden plank like this hanging around
for your dad in bed. And once you've got your beans on the plate, put some bacon on top.
What on earth?
A little bit of that, a little bit of garnish to make it look fancy.
Yeah, get some of the eggs, salt and pepper.
Salt and pepper.
What on earth? SMS breakfast to 33728. I promise you do not want to miss out on this.
And that's it.
And that is what a Father's Day breakfast looks like.
That is what it looks like.
You can balance it in bed and not spill.
And then you make sure you serve it to Dad with a knife this size, so he knows how to cut it properly.
That's not a knife. This is a knife.
Could I have that fork and knife over there?
Let's go.
I mean, I need to get into this, especially with this being my first Father's Day coming up.
Oh, congratulations.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much.
Welcome to the jungle.
Get a bit of that over
All
there.
right.
Yeah.
You know what? Are you in there?
We're gonna go. No, don't worry. I just need a little bit of each element. What am I doing? I'm messing it up completely here. And then a little bit of that.
So close.
Oh, get inside.
There you have it.
Oh, we're working.
Will.
So
there
good.
we go.
All right, stay tuned to the Culinary Hotline. Bling! Sing! We'll be sharing some great ideas later on. This is good. That is good.
There's a glass and a half in every one.
Well, here at your Feel Good Breakfast Show, we are all about the feel good vibes. And we also know that most people want to be more generous. That's who we are, South Africans. But it's hard to find ways to do that sometimes. Now, generosity is the habit of giving without expecting anything in return. And Cadbury Dairy Milk is tapping into this idea to shed light on the fact that millions of orphans, sadly, don't get to experience some of the smallest joys, something as simple as a toy to play with. Enter the Little Generosity Shop, where you can help out. Well, of course, it's time for us to bring one of the biggest stars in South Africa's favorite sons into our Cadbury's Generosity Shop. Marc Lottering in the house. How are you, Marc?
I'm so happy to be here because amongst my friends, my nickname is Miss Generosity.
Are you Miss Generosity?
Wow, it's just amazing.
So it's
that
perfect
I'm here.
how the two of them are
Generosity
together.
Lottering.
So we know that toys can make such a difference in the lives of young people, and you brought a toy with you. Tell us what that means to you.
I know, this is very special to me, so I do give this reluctantly.
Yeah.
I've been coerced into giving this because you people have been emailing me for a week saying that I must give the most precious thing ever. So I hope that this brings someone joy.
Yeah.
And if not, I'd like them to return it to me, please. But I think it will bring someone warmth and joy. And quite honestly, yeah. I think we should just all... This is a great initiative. It's something that we should just be doing as often as we can every day of our lives.
Exactly.
So thanks so much for this.
And what do you, like, according to you, how much do you think something like that could mean to a young person who otherwise doesn't have anything else?
I think it can mean, you know, if you've got nothing, relatively speaking, we underestimate how much kindness actually means to people who have nothing, to people who have no families, to people who are homeless. So I think that being in our position, we cannot imagine, you know, what joy or what meaning it could bring to somebody.
Yeah.
So I sincerely believe it's something we should try and we should live.
Awesome.
We should live out kindness as
now, for
often
the
as
little
we
one
can.
who could be receiving that, what
Yes.
would your message of hope be to them? Maybe you can look at that camera right there.
Sure. My message of hope, I think, would be to, you know, what can one say? Because it's very easy to be hopeless. A circumstance can make you hopeless. But to a little one who gets this, I guess I would just wish for you that you do find that you do find warmth and meaning in your life, that, you know, us humans can all just help each other and help whoever's getting this as
I
well.
love that. From Marc, Lottering, straight to you. Okay, Marc, so you're going to hand me the toy into the little generosity shop. It's okay. There we go. I got it. I'll look after it. I'll look after it. There we go. Got you. And I'm going to give you a dairy milk chocolate from Cadbury's in return. Thank you so much, Marc, donating this to our little generosity shop. Marc Lottering, everybody. It wasn't so tough, was it? He says with a tear running down his cheek. Now, Cadbury Dairy Milk is bringing the Little Generosity Shop to Johannesburg, Durban, and Cape Town. So join them in spreading the generosity and donate a toy, or visit www.cadburyglassandahhalf.co.za for more information. Also, you can follow them on Facebook at Cadbury Dairy Milk SA or at Cadbury_SA on Twitter and Instagram with the hashtags #glassandahhalf or hashtag the Little Generosity Shop to keep up to date on how and where you can donate your pre-loved toy. Give this little boy a hug.
Oh, I'm giving that boy a hug, okay.
There's a glass and a half in everyone.
All right, yes, of course, lots of happiness. We're going to take a quick break as we look forward to Father's Day coming up on Sunday, and we're sharing all kinds of stories of inspiration and motivation, perhaps some of the most important lessons that have been taught to you by your father or father figure. And I've got to say, one of the biggest lessons I learned from my granddad, who was my father figure in my life, is the appreciation of hard work, because he was always that guy who was just tirelessly working every single day to provide for the family, you know, waking up the crack of dawn, coming home late because he was constantly working. And I remember even Will Smith once said that you could be the most talented, the most gifted, the one with the most opportunity, but you'll never work harder than me in any given room. I'll be the hardest working person in, and I think that's why he's been so successful in his life. So thanks, Granddad, for that. I really appreciate it. Happy Father's Day to you for Sunday. Definitely going to give you a call as I celebrate my first Sunday. And when we come back from the break, we'll be talking about your stories, your dad's stories, and I'm looking forward to sharing
got a lot
those.
of them.
Absolutely. Good. All of that and more on your Feel Good Breakfast Show when it comes back with the Culinary Hotline. Bling! Sing, sing, sing!
Don't fear the flu. Boost your immune system with Effaflu-C Immune Booster by Pharmadynamics. Effective, affordable healthcare.
It's my Feel Good Breakfast Show.
Call us on your cell phone.
Culinary Hotline Bling! Welcome back to your Feel Good Breakfast Show on this Wednesday morning. Once again, time for the Culinary Hotline Bling! Sing, sing, sing! Greg and Karl are here from Bria Country, joining us for a special Father's Day edition of the Culinary Hotline Bling, and we're talking about all kinds of things father-related, the inspiration behind why it is that you guys do what you do. Greg, you got a pair of braai tongs in your hands at a very early age from your dad.
Well, that was one of the things that my dad did teach me, is how to braai. And it happened early. We were in the early, I mean young. We were in the Kruger Park. I was 7 years old.
Yeah.
And they'd been kind of chilling for the whole day and everything. I think he maybe didn't feel like braaiing. Handed me the boerewors, handed me the tongs, kind of looked at me like, you know, don't duff this.
Look at that.
And,
Look, is that you there? That's you on the left there?
That is me on the left there.
Oh my goodness, that's precious, man.
Super cute. I don't know what happened, but anyway.
Age happened.
Yeah, no, but listen, braaied the boerewors, and it was amazing, and that was the first, and that's what got me hooked on braaiing.
Wow,
100%.
man. What a story, what a story. Okay, but let's look at the table right now, and you've got some pork belly.
Yeah.
There's some ingredients over there that I can see, but also some string on... Okay,
Yeah, I mean,
what are we doing here?
Well, Karl's going to start putting the stuffing together. He's going to tell you about that now. I'll actually do that first, and then we go into it.
Cool, so what we've got here, we've actually got some grated pear, so it's got a bit of nice sweetness. And we've got a mix of herbs. We've got some thyme, rosemary, or actually thyme, sage, and parsley. We're going to put a bit of chili in. We're going to put a bit of everything in here and get it all mixed up.
That chipotle.
Always good. Chili's never a bad thing.
Toasted, some toasted fennel seed, some lemon. What we're going to do is mix this all up.
You guys are all about the flavor, and I love it. It's not just like sticking that piece of meat on the braai. It's like, make it flavorful, make it, and especially after the breakfast we prepared earlier on. So if you've done this now for Dad, and you're like, Dad, today's your time to chill. You helped me learn how to braai when I was 7 years old.
Yeah.
Now I'm going to show you how we braai.
Actually, it's now not even Dad's thing to chill, because this is now a present for Dad.
Yeah.
I've done it before, where I've given my father a beautiful T-bone steak, and he still says it's one of the best Father's Day presents he's ever received.
Wow.
So we're not even going to cook this. We're going to wrap it, and we're going to make it look beautiful, and we are going to give it to Dad and say, we'll see you for lunch.
That's
cook it and we'll see you later.
Yeah. Guys, here's the cooking instruction. You can wrap it beautifully. We'll show you quickly. This is kind of not the cheat way to wrap it, with 6 different strings.
Yeah.
You can do it with a long butcher wrap if you can, but other than that, this works beautifully. Wrap it in some wax paper. Be sure not to hide it under the bed or anything, especially if you've got dogs and germs and everything like that. Yeah, it won't last. Keep it in the fridge overnight. Then wrap it quickly in the morning and give it to Dad with some cooking instructions. And say, we cannot wait for lunch.
Look at that. So
watch this here.
Pork to 33728, by the way. So now you're rolling it.
Yeah, we actually butterflied the pork belly open, so you get this
oh, look
really
at the
cool
juices. Did you see that? I hope the camera caught that.
Yeah. You get a pretty spiral when you cut it.
Okay, and I'm going to put these on. Because now we're tying strings.
Put on your good eyes.
So you got 6 strings.
This is what happens when you become a dad. You'll get some soon. And now we are going to just make sure this thing doesn't fall apart in the oven.
So just to secure all of those ingredients inside that you worked so hard to get
everything together. It's all of that flavor that you spoke about just now.
Yeah.
Yeah, we need to make sure that doesn't come out of there.
So you just tie them all across there. So while you're doing that, we're doing this now with pork belly, right?
Yes. Belly, yeah.
Could you do this a similar thing with any kinds of other meats?
Oh, you could definitely do it with lamb. You could roll a lamb.
I think it's called a lislap.
Lislap, I think. But yeah, you could definitely do it with other meats. Meat's a great gift. We always get the same things on Father's Day, and I think it's time to be better gift givers. There's nothing like a steak or a ready-to-go roast, or just to, take it up a notch.
I love that. I love that. All right, so here you go.
We don't need that one.
I'm paying careful attention because this is quite a process.
Like I say, sometimes you can ask your kids to, or actually, you're going to be one of the kids, so your mom, just to come and put the finger there, so you tie it up tight. And then, let's get some space here.
SMS that keyword pork to 33728. Karl, by the way, do you have a dad's story?
Jeez, I do. I've got many dad's stories. My dad, one of his favourite things to do was cook fricadelles, which is, I always remember him cooking fricadelles. He would set up the skottel, put newspaper everywhere, put like half a litre of oil, and make us fricadelles, which is...
Is that you over there, dude? Wait. Is that you holding your dad, or your dad holding you?
He's very handsome. He looks just like me.
That's a lovely picture, man. Now, what a memory. What a memory. So look at that. So you've wrapped it up beautifully.
We are going to do that. Let's not put it back on there. There you go.
And then you're going to...
Thank you, Karl. You're going to tie that with a bit of other string.
Got to show you how to do this.
That paper was a bit small. Make sure the paper's big.
It's big enough.
But it's cool. For now, we are literally going to do... Oh, wait.
You are not going to be one of those people at the mall.
No. We're going to wrap it. We're going to wrap it. It shows you.
Yeah.
But it's all cool.
So you'll find a creative way of wrapping it up, but I guess the essence of it all is in the flavour that you've put into this piece of beautiful pork belly. SMS pork, by the way, once again, to 33728. And as simple as that, that will be enjoyed by the entire family over lunch, courtesy of Dad's awesome braaiing skills. Gents, thank you very, very much.
100%.
When we come back, we're going to be exploring some more gifting ideas, right?
Yes.
Very, very exciting.
We've got a few.
Absolutely. Yeah. Stay tuned to the Culinary Hotline. Bling! Sing, sing, sing!
Creamier taste and bigger fruit pieces. Fruits of the Forest yogurt is made with love by Clover.
Well, Clover's new Fruits of the Forest cereal range, it is the ultimate breakfast on the go, especially with its new added oats, granola and seeds. And we have a delicious Clover Fruits of the Forest hamper up for grabs that is valued at 500 Rand. Sure. And to stand a chance of winning, we have asked you on social media, what is the most unusual place you've enjoyed breakfast? And we are absolutely loving some of the answers and replies people have said to us this morning.
Yeah, people are getting creative, and it's awesome because you're going to have to put it out there to win this one, I think, because we really have had some superb entrants. So I'm glad that you are getting creative. Jody Daniels weighing in with this. The most unusual place was whilst climbing Table Mountain. We stopped to eat our boiled eggs and toast on a round, huge rock, actually called Breakfast Rock. Well done. Was so cool, even though we only had boiled eggs. What's wrong with the boiled eggs? Of course, man. The view was spectacular. I love that. If I was the choosing person, I would choose you. Denise Blair saying the most unusual place I had breakfast is on a plane flying through the Swiss Alps. Ooh. Hashtag Expresso morning show. Julie Chwena saying the most unusual place I've had breakfast was at church. I was sitting at the back and I had a sandwich in my bag. I was starving and had no choice.
Where's your most unusual breakfast spot?
I eat a lot, so I eat everywhere. I have had a little nibble on Table Mountain, probably not breakfast, more of like a lunch, but I'm going to think about it.
I think my car. Like in the morning driving, and this is when I'm going to eat my... And it's difficult food, like granola and yogurt and a spoon, and you're trying to drive, which is not recommended.
But it does help when everything is packaged all in one. Beautiful little package there, but really, really creative entrance. I absolutely love this. People really revealing a lot here. So just bear in mind, we are going to read these out on TV. If any of your church congregation are watching, just be aware of that. But it's awesome. I absolutely love how much you've embraced this. Well done, man.
Yes, well done. And continue to connect with us. And to win yourself this delicious Clover Fruits of the Forest hamper valued at 500 Rand, head on over to the Expresso Facebook page right now and tell us what's the most unusual place you've ever had breakfast. The competition closes at 11 a.m., so don't miss out. We do have some T's and C's that apply, and they can be found on our website, expressoshow.com.
A lot of people...
Creamier taste and bigger fruit pieces. Fruits of the Forest yogurt is made with love by Clover.
Well, lots of loves here this morning on your Feel Good Breakfast Show. We're hanging out with Marc Lottering, and of course Nik Rabinowitz has been here as well.
This is one of the best mornings ever.
I've had
just
in a
having
while.
Marc and Nik on the show. You guys are awesome.
You say that to so many people. I watch the show. You say that to everyone.
You know, we're talking about breakfast and the most unusual places people have had their breakfast. What's the most unusual place you've ever had your breakfast?
The most unusual place I've had breakfast. Phew.
Yeah.
Nothing in my life is unusual.
Okay.
I don't know. I guess a car.
You're on the move.
Well, if you just come out of a club and you go to the garage and then you get into the car and then you have your pie there.
Yeah. Because you're leaving the club at 7 o'clock in the morning.
Hey?
I don't think you can remember that particular day.
Oh, man, Marc Lottering is still hanging out with us here. Listen, Culinary Hotline Bling, ting, 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 is still happening after the break. We're making something inspired by beer. What else is there? Bacon is there as well. Nuts there as well. It's a whole mix. Chili there as well in the mix. That's happening after the break. We'll see you in a bit. So what time do you leave your clubs?
Cadbury Dairy Milk shines the light on the generosity that lives inside each and every one of us. So we encourage all South Africans to bring your old toys to any of their pop-up little generosity shops and receive a slab of Cadbury Dairy Milk chocolate on us. Get to those shopping centres on these dates, May through August, and let's inspire a little more Cadbury goodness in the world.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Call us on your cell phone. Culinary hotline bling.
Yes, it is time once again on your feel-good breakfast show for the Culinary Hotline Bling. Ding, ding, ding! A special Father's Day edition. We're joined by Greg from Beer Country, who's got his very special, beautiful little girl. Jade is in the studio, everybody. Yeah. Good to have you here, Jade.
Thank you.
Yeah, wow. So listen, Father's Day is coming up, right?
Yeah.
And it's on Sunday. It's a very special day, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you got to tell us, what are you getting your dad for Father's Day?
If I told you, it wouldn't be a surprise.
Oh, okay. So okay, fair enough, I understand. Okay, but it's going to be something special, right?
Yes.
And he's going to love it?
Yeah.
Excellent.
Good to know.
Excellent. I hope you're looking forward to it.
You know it.
Yeah. But you've got a whole lot of other gifting ideas that you are advising us to give to dads.
Well, you know, the thing is that you can go a lot of different routes. You know, you can go let's call it the normal route.
Yeah.
And it's never a bad thing. We love getting things like biltong for Father's Day. You know, always good. But something that's really cool is when you start making stuff yourself. You know, that's what us as dads, that's what we appreciate.
Yeah, yeah.
So, you know, we've got things you can make your own braai barbecue sauce.
Okay.
You know, put it in a glass jar, glass bottle or something like that. Braai spice.
Yeah.
Another one.
And that has a certain uniqueness about it, because once you've created something like that and gifted it to your dad, there'll never be something like that again.
Absolutely.
Right?
100%. Well, that's the problem. You need to remember the recipe, huh?
do you remember the recipes your father teaches you, Jade?
I'll try.
Okay, all right, cool. Well, this is actually one that we've got here. It's beer, bacon, and chili caramelized cashews.
Wow.
That what you can do, Jade's actually going to give me okay, your sleeves are rolled up. Let's get involved. Start breaking that up a little bit for me, please.
Okay.
So you can go ahead.
Yeah, so this is something that you can make for Father's Day.
Yeah.
Also, shard it up. Check it that.
Look at that.
And as you break it up, let's put him in there.
And once you've done that, or if you actually want to make that for Dad for Father's Day, SMS snack to 33728. What are you showing us over there, sir?
Well, this is the thing, yeah. I mean, the other thing is, you know, as far as Father's Day go, you know, depending on budget, beautiful chef's knife, always good, but make sure it's the right one. Braai apron, same story.
Absolutely.
Really quality, can't spare on it, so make sure it's a good one. And then Jade might have some advice for some of the other boys and girls.
For all the other girls and boys out there who are looking for a present for their father, why don't you get them my dad and my uncle's cookbook?
Yeah. Fist bump. There we go, we got that. So we do have that, and it is going. The recipes for this is definitely in there.
Brilliant.
And it is a great gift for Father's Day. You can get it at any good bookshop.
Yeah.
And this recipe is in there as well.
May I taste one of these?
Yes. Get involved. Let's go.
Actually, I'll have that one. Thank you very much.
Look at.
Wow.
I promise you, your dad will love this.
Wow. What do you call it? Give me the whole...
Beer, bacon, and chili caramelized cashews. You don't have to use beer. You can use water and everything like that just to help out with the recipe.
Makes it taste good.
But super simple, takes about half an hour to do, and without a doubt, I mean, if you...
Jade, what is that you said?
If you give that...
Beer makes everything taste good. Especially for daddy.
For daddy, yes.
Yeah, as long as you're over 18.
For daddy. Listen, Jade.
Yeah?
What makes your dad such a cool dad?
Because he knows how to braai, he braais for us, and he's the one and only dad I'll ever have.
That is, I mean, how does that make you feel?
Hey, right?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, is there a box of Kleenex there? Quickly.
No, we don't have it. But for you, Greg, what's the best thing about being a dad for you?
I think, you know, I've got two daughters, Jade and Amber. Jade's got a baby sister. And it's not how much I teach them, it's how much they teach me on a daily basis.
Wow.
Yeah, it surprises me every day.
Yeah.
Super cool.
Absolutely beautiful stuff.
You'll find out.
Yeah,
you're on that path now.
Soon enough. But thank you for sharing a bit of your family with us, your beautiful recipes and these beautiful gifting ideas. And Jade, you're fantastic.
Ready for the world of TV, eh?
Yeah.
All right. Well, that's all we have for this week's edition of the Culinary Hotline Bling. Sing, sing, sing. Happy Father's Day come Sunday.
Happy Father's Day indeed. Well, we're back in our W Beauty room, and ahead of Father's Day, Woolworths is jumping in to make sure that Dad is going to look absolutely amazing, not only on his day but throughout the rest of the year. We have been talking about the A to Z of dadding. Now we're going to talk about the A to Z of gifting for Dad. Nik Rabinowitz is in the house, looking absolutely amazing.
Look at
he
that.
was absolutely Mikado, but we decided that we're going to help dress Nik, of course, and give him some great tips. And Nik Strelitz is going to do that.
I'm the savior. I'm like Jesus today.
No, you're not.
Okay, not the
Ever.
same. Nick, we're both
Not even
Jewish.
close.
Jewish on Jewish.
I was born in a stable. Just saying.
Oh, okay. Well, stunning. I love a good stable. Always have, always will.
Do you even know why he said that?
Yes, Jesus was born in a hay bale.
Merry Christmas, everyone.
Shout out to JC. He knows he's watching.
He's your homeboy.
Nick,
All right.
you are known as the Karl Lagerfeld of stand-up. Is that right? Tom Ford?
I mean, I'll go with it.
Okay,
Yeah.
stunning. So we've got some before shots, which we're going to put on your screen now of Nick. Nick, not to say you needed work at all. This
But
is
to say I
gorgeous.
needed work.
Yes.
But with
Yeah.
Woolies, I wanted to throw you in something that is maybe current.
Okay. So
Sporty.
we've seen what Nick looked like, and now we're gonna.
Yeah, we see the before shots
transform him.
out. Nick, I'm going to march you.
So this is like espresso eye for the
For the comedian guy.
I love
comedian
that.
guy.
Hey.
Can we copyright that? Make a note.
I'm
Yeah.
charging.
Okay, these are for you.
All right.
You're gonna rush.
take us
Oh,
through the
sorry. I guess I
options
should actually.
first, yes.
Okay, so you came in with jeans and a gorgeous tee, a gorgeous printed
Thank
tee.
you.
Yeah.
I wanted to give you something that could be completely universal in terms of occasion, season, day, night. A good turtleneck, a bomber jacket, and suit trousers. So
Wow.
suit trousers is more formal. Bomber obviously brings it down a lot, much more casual streets. And you know I love me.
Ooh, a
turtleneck.
I know.
Oh my god.
You know, this takes me right back to like grade 4.
Yeah.
So I was the only Jewish kid in the school, and I used to look across at Peter Ainsley at the urinal and think, why is his got a turtleneck and mine doesn't?
Oh wow.
I'm gonna go change.
Okay, definitely. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
You thought it was a real story?
I did. I was
Okay.
invested in the story.
Okay.
It had a beginning, it didn't really have a middle, and it had an end. So that was
Exactly.
really good for me. But what I love what we're doing as well, especially with Woolies staples like a great turtleneck, a bomber jacket, a trouser. I mean, the last 2 years, how much have I not shut up about those 3 items?
You love those 3 items, and you are right. They are very universal. You can wear them at any occasion.
Yeah.
You can wear them up, you can wear them down. That's what I like. But it's all about keeping Dad stylish. You know, Dad doesn't have to be forgotten.
No,
Dad
absolutely.
is very much the star
He is,
on the day.
but stylish, but also practical. There's a
we
lot
go.
of guys, a lot of dads don't want to have to fuss about
They
like
don't
how am I
like
pairing, how am I
fussing.
matching.
Yeah.
So something like this. Oh, Nick, you okay?
Oh no!
He's like, okay, oh gosh, I hope we don't
Okay.
have a lawsuit coming our way. But yeah, I think it's about comfort, functionality, and style with Dad because you don't want to fuss too much. They need to just
Exactly.
get on the items and go.
Yeah.
Not too much styling needed.
And there's a myriad of ways that you can shop at Woolies.
There are, absolutely. You mean in-store, online, or on the app? Yeah, and I
Yes.
love the app as well. I mean, if you guys don't have the Woolies app, you need to download it now
Yeah.
because it actually makes shopping so much easier. You can actually go see the products at the comfort of your phone,
Yeah.
and then it links you straight into a basket where you can actually shop the product right then and there.
And the nice thing about all the gifts that you buy at Woolies, they can be personalized as well, and you can do
Yes.
that by visiting Woolworths Santon, Eastgate, Gateway, or Canal Walk stores on the 15th and 16th for bespoke gifting, personalization, engraving, and wrapping.
Okay, I think it's ready.
Is Nick ready?
It's ready.
Did you say it's ready?
Well, he's all-encompassing.
Oh, wow.
Nick, get out here in this. I'm moving this away so people can see.
Wow. Wow.
How do you feel? Let me just get this really well. Nick,
Dad?
feel
Just
like a
add Dad?
new person.
I feel like Nick is
Speechless?
speechless. You'll never ever hear Nick speechless.
Oh, you don't see catwalk models speaking.
This is
do
true.
you?
This is
So-
true.
That's true. No eating, no speaking, just silent, beautiful beacons of
How do you
love.
feel about this look?
I feel a little constricted, to
Yep.
be honest.
That's good fashion. Yep.
I feel like it's a bit Helen Ziller up here in the throat.
Great. I was gonna say, the more uncomfortable you feel, the more stylish you look.
Really?
That's my motto.
Okay.
I live and breathe by that. Like right now, I can't breathe. I'm emaciated. I might fall down at any moment. But do I look
But you look
incredible?
amazing, girl.
Nick,
Well, listen.
No shoes either, which I love.
Nik looks amazing.
Oh, yeah.
Your dad could look amazing as well.
He
All you
can't.
have to
My
do
dad
is
can't look
go and
amazing.
check out gifting
dead.
in store or online at www.woolworths.co.za.
Bijou says I have to swim. I have to swim.
Yeah, he's doing his homework. About to.
What's he looking excited for? I'm not filming. I'm not filming.
And the next word describes me perfectly.
Lunatic. Lunatic.
Oh, well, listen, we still have a lot to connect with you on social media. And of course, we have to reveal the answer to our emoji charades game. And how it works is we pop the emojis on the screen. We give you a couple of clues to help you out. And one of them that was on social media was this track was released in 2018 and its music video won a SAMA award that was directed by Robert Smith. And it seems like everyone got it correct. The correct answer is Jeremy Loop's Gold. And Tsitsi got it correct. Margaret got it correct. Afelele says, I guess the name of the song is Loop's Gold. Well, it's Jeremy Loops is the artist, and the song is called Gold. So thank you so much for connecting with us on social media. We play this game every single Wednesday, so do tune in next week again as we play our emoji charades game. We're about to take a quick break on your Feel Good Breakfast show. When we get back, it's more Culinary Hotline bling. Ting, ting, ting.
It's my Feel Good Breakfast show.
Call us on your cell phone.
Culinary Hotline Bling!
That
Just
can
as
only
you
mean
thought it was finished, no, we have one more Culinary Hotline Bling! Ting, ting, ting!
Looking forward to Father's Day. Karl and Greg here from Beer Country joining us. We've shared a great breakfast idea over here, and I think you can SMS breakfast to 33728 for that. We shared a beautiful gifting idea of this, man, pork belly. That
Look
you
at
can
that wrapping.
It's still looking absolutely magnificent. All kinds of great ideas, but we wanted to learn a bit more from you guys. So firstly, making your own sauces, because we said that's also a great gifting idea. What kind of advice do you have when it comes to making your own marinade sauces that you want to gift?
Look, for us, one of our best gifting sauces is a chili sauce. And it's pretty easy to do because you don't have to do a lot of work to it because a lot of the ingredients are fresh. So, yeah, one of our favorites is raw garlic, bird's eye chilies, a bit of olive oil, some vinegar, salt. We normally put in a bit of our braai spice and just blitz it up, and you get this beautiful, fresh chili flavor. And if you use the right chilies like Serenade or Serranos, you get a really fruity flavor. You can mix chilies up, you get different flavor profiles. It's a great gift. Goes good on chicken, goes good on anything, really.
Wow. Char the chilies a bit first if you want a bit of that charry flavor.
You can do that,
really cool.
Do you have to dilute that? Because if I'm thinking of making a batch like that,
yes,
that's a lot of chilies.
We don't dilute chili in beer country. No, there's no chili dilution. No.
You can use red peppers to bulk it up, so you kind of spread it out a bit. But you'll be surprised. I mean, in our sort of peri-peri sauce, we put a lot of chilies, and if you've got the balance right, it's flavorful heat, not just kill you heat.
Okay, 100%. Good. You spoke about the spice, right?
Yes.
If you want to make your own brine mix spice, what advice do you have?
Well, I mean, what Karl just said now, like that's 100%. It's all about balance, and balance. And the second word is customization. So it depends 100% on what you're cooking. You know, this is our one, our curry dust. Lots of ingredients in this one. Yeah, right. But then, depending on what you're cooking, you know, if you're cooking lamb, you can start throwing in things like dried rosemary and everything like that. If you want a meatier thing, meatier spice for like big chunks briskets or prime rib roasts or something, coriander seeds, a little bit of thyme, dried oregano, a lot of dried herbs, salt and black pepper, a lot of it, you know, great on beef. And then for something like chicken or pork or something like that, you can start going into the kind of red territory with paprika, smoked paprika, even if you go through the route of making your own chipotle chilies.
Give us a breakdown again once again of how you make
some of that. Well, those are red jalapenos, so not the hottest chili, smoked and dehydrated, which takes a little bit of effort and a little bit of time.
You got to smoke them for a good few hours, and then you actually finish them in the oven and dry them.
Yummy,
that'll wake you up like a cup of coffee.
It's a good smoky flavour though. It's
good. It's a great smoky flavour. It dances around your tongue a little bit in its naked taste. Wow. That was not even a pinch, but I think, like you said, spread over a beautiful piece of meat could really, really liven it up, especially what you did with it there when we made breakfast with the beans.
Using that in a recipe, all it adds is layers and depth of flavour, which is what you're going for.
Absolutely.
But then it's also all about balance. Like, don't always eat the flakes.
And then generally, just last words of advice on man food for Dad on Father's Day.
Well, listen, I mean, we've gone through a bit of it. You know, things like, you know, big chunks and everything, lamb shanks, ice spines, always good. And then I would say if the weather is rainy and it's raining outside, fire up the cast iron poikie and make that happen. A little bit of oxtail is always good. And cooking in cast iron is good for the soul. So, you know, do that.
Gents, thank you very much. Perhaps maybe you want to give a special Father's Day message to you?
Oh, listen, I mean, for me, for my dad, I know he's watching. We weren't easy growing up, myself and my brother, and we caused a lot of trouble, but he always had our back.
Look at how you
and always said that blood is thicker than water, and he lived by that. Thanks, Pops.
To my dad, I just want to say thank you for raising us, because there's 5 of us, and I don't know how you and Mom are still sane, but thank you. You did a phenomenal job. Thank you for that.
Fantastic. Gents, thank you so much. Enjoy Father's Day come Sunday, and that is truly it now for the Culinary Hotline Bling. Sing, sing, sing.
Stand-up comedians are used to spelling the funny out of you. They're used to it. They're used to spelling the funny out of you. But this time, we're making them show you the funny with a game of charades. Nik Rabinowitz. Yes, charades. Nik Rabinowitz and Marc Lottering are teaming up against us, Expresso presenters, myself and Zoe, and we are going to put each other to the test by giving a word or a phrase that's right here in this beautiful bowl, and we have to act it out to you, and you have to act it out to us, and the team that gets the most correct guesses wins.
And we will
Are you
have
ready?
some non-biased judges.
Exactly. All right, so what we're going to do is I'm going to show it to this camera. Marc, you're going to show it to that camera.
Okay.
But because you're the guest, you guys can start first.
And you're allowed to jumble around.
Jumble. So
I'm acting for you.
No, you're acting for us.
I'm acting for you.
Us, yes.
Okay.
So it's you. We need to guess what you're doing, and you need to guess what we're doing.
Okay.
What do I do?
You play along.
Team.
Oh.
All
so
right.
Can I see? Yes.
Yes.
Great.
But they can also see.
No, but you're not supposed to see.
Okay.
Oh, so you saw?
Yeah, so I just want to confirm. Director, are the two of them against each other?
They're a team.
Okay, cool. So you
need to act it after
him. Did you see the answer?
I saw it because of the lights.
Pick another one. Okay. Put your hand.
I think it said
because I thought there was one.
Did it say Octro?
So you got a team. The team that gets the most.
Look away, look away, look away.
Look away, I'm hideous. Look away.
Look away. There we go, there we go.
Got it?
So now you have to act it out. There we go.
Okay.
In 3, 2, 1.
Steve Hoffman got married again.
Oh, wow.
A wedding ring. A ring. There's, can't buy the ring on her finger. I love you. Love. Marriage.
That was awesome. Wow. Okay, wonderful. I'm glad that we worked out the... Zoe's not going to look. All right.
I'll look at you too. La la la. La 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 la.
All right. Got it.
Okay,
all right.
Cold. Wrap around. Cozy. Wrap around. Warm up. Getting comfortable. Blanket.
Yes! Woo!
Where's Martin?
Mark, look away.
Mark, look away. Da 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 da. Show the camera.
Got it.
All right.
Okay.
Expresso.
Catlejo.
Excited. Shock, surprise.
My turn. Okay, Lee, look away. There we go. I'm gonna show the camera. Cool. You guys saw it. All right. Oh, that was it. That was it. That was it. That was it. Okay, you got it. 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 Okay, cool.
Pinch.
Yes.
Hello. Do you guys still want to continue playing, or should we stop?
But we winning.
Go. Okay. Oh, sorry, I just gave you one. You didn't pick.
Training one tonight, guys.
Oh wow! Good luck. Good luck, buddy.
Damn.
Can I go?
Yeah.
Frankenstein. Kim Kardashian.
Oh, you know. You can't help
Kermit.
it.
Someone on tick. And mine.
Hey! I feel like you could have just done that. Anyways.
Is that how you feel?
That's how you
I feel like we should give you another chance because you're the guest.
Just one more. Just one more.
Just one more.
One more, okay.
Please, can we squeeze one more?
Look away, Mom. Look away, Mom. Look away, Mom.
But you have to show camera.
Show camera.
Show camera. Nik, thank you.
Ooh la la la. Got it. Okay.
Head. Haircut. Barber.
Hey, well done. I feel like you guys have won. Congratulations to Marc and Nik. Let's get the team in here. Not bad at all.
Okay, are you gonna ask everyone
Okay, cool.
I lost my turtleneck. You know, the
Okay,
turtleneck
got it?
earlier.
I didn't see it. No, you just do it. I just showed it.
Surprise.
Okay.
What?
Fist bump.
No.
Cheers.
Yeah!
Cheers to Marc.
Cheers, guys.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. You guys are fantastic. You are amazing.
Thanks a lot. Six pack.
Thank you. Yes, thanks so much.
Expresso Morning Show, made with love by Clover.
Another feel-good production.